Good evening and welcome to Forge for Mine and another episode of a Claret and View from the Terrace. As usual, I am joined by the handsome one, maybe. Mr. Gates, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, mate. I'm a lot happier than I was maybe about 2 hours ago for reasons I'm sure we're going to go into.
We'll cover it at some point, sir. We certainly will. I have to say quickly before we bring in our esteemed guests that it took a while for the broadcast to go live then, and actually ate into quite a bit of the intro, which left me a bit panicked. I'm not going to lie. I was like, ah! So yeah, no, but we got there. We got there. It's all right. It's all right. So let's bring in some familiar faces. Let's bring it, Mr. Miles in. Good evening, sir.
Evening.
You're looking good.
I wish I was feeling better, mate. Bit stressed at the moment.
That might have something to do with Friday, Saturday, Sunday, possibly Monday. I don't know.
I'm doing the same again on Saturday, Friday, and Saturday.
Listen, if we Gatesy, when we're doing the preview, when's the? Because I want to get Andy on again, just for a Masawaku sing along. To be fair.
Yeah, no, we're doing it Friday.
I'll be on Friday.
Will you hold on a minute? He's stealing the thunder, Gatesy. Tell him. No. He's stealing the thunder. We're going to bring in the faceless one. There's the faceless one. Dylan Cow, how you doing?
I'm a lot better now than I was yesterday and a few hours ago, for sure.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, mate. Honestly, couldn't agree more. It's, I think, yeah, there's a lot to be said. We'll cover it. We'll cover it towards the end. I want to spend the first half of the show having a bit of a discussion about what I've got to set up, and then we'll hit the non-Super League, shall we call it? Let's bring in another overseas guest, if I can get it to work. There we go.
Not yet.
There he is. Good evening, James.
Hello.
Good evening. He seems to be frozen again, Gatesy. It seems to be.
It's this Canadian.
You
internet.
uploading another video, enough. James? Is he uploading another video?
You know what? James, you uploading a video? Have you done it again?
Yes.
Yeah, there he is.
Yes.
Is it more porn?
Schoolboy, isn't it? Schoolboy.
That's Tim Horton's internet for you.
He's going to be there for 45 minutes now with thumbs up.
Not like I do.
Terrible.
That's all we got.
Listen, I'm not judging. If that's right, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not judging.
You got to do what you got to do.
Right? If they, you know what, in these times, and they think you are Andy. Well, okay, so I'm going to move you over there. I'm going to put him back in the middle. He's gone. We've lost him.
We've
lost two of them. Cal, please tell me you're still here.
Oh, I could never leave you like that. I could never do that to you.
Andy, you're thinning on top, just to say. We can see that ball spot on the top of your head.
That's drunken headbutts, that is.
So, I look bloody knackered. It's not looking tired. I actually got my mileage for last Monday to Sunday just gone, and I actually managed to walk 170 miles in 7 days. And doesn't my body know about it?
Oh, so, I was gonna sing the song. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500.
You know what? If it was just 500 straight off the bat, Andy, I could handle it. But it's 500. It's 170 miles of walking just from my front door to the end of my garden and back again. Oh, James is kind of alright. Hopefully, James's video will upload shortly, and we'll have him back. So I tell you what. Listen, we're going to start with the topic of the hour, really. And
What could it
everyone seems to be talking about it in the chat. And Ken, if you could bring Kent's back up there for me, Gatesy, please.
Yep.
I couldn't agree more. I said it before we went live, Ken, and the other guys kind of alluded to, some little bits behind the scenes, but I really do think that the fans have brought this to bear. They really have. Oh, all right, Andy. I didn't realise I'd upset you, mate. That's fine.
I can still hear
Come on,
you.
then, Natalie.
I can still hear
You
you.
know what, mate? Listen. No, it's fine. You just walked off halfway through my thing. It's fine. Was I that boring? I didn't realise.
I'm here all
No,
week.
the fans. I think the fans did speak. I really do think that certain characters behind the scenes have been motivated by greed. Certain characters behind the scenes have been motivated by just an absolute selfish intent, and for whatever reason, this has been allowed to get as far as it's got because they kept it all under wraps, because they kept it all behind the scenes, because there was absolutely zero involvement from anyone pretty much outside of the top echelons of most of these of the 6 clubs in this country, especially. So we're kind of looking at a big change for me. We're looking at a big realization that these clubs are maybe understanding that, you know what, we've already said that, James, that fans are a big part of these clubs, and fans are not going to be rolled over. Gatesy, what do you reckon?
I'm just laughing at Scott's comment there. Much happened in the footballing world today. No, not a lot, Scott. It's been fairly quiet. We've just there was six clubs that apparently are big. I couldn't understand one of them though being in there. I mean, they haven't won a league title since 1961, and let's face it, Huddersfield have got more titles
During the war,
and that's no lie. That's no lie. Check it out. Huddersfield have 3 league titles. Spurs only have 2. But apparently, they're one of Europe's super elites.
Yeah, but Gatesy, there's only one club there that's been around for approximately 16 years, 17 years. So, I mean, are they really classed as an elite club as well?
No. Listen.
Hang on, Gatesy, did you invite FIFA?
This is your show.
Oh, so this is on me, is it? Right.
Well,
could you invite Fever, please, and bring Fever in? Because I think
so.
Jake's got a point. I take responsibility for that because apparently it's my show. I've never organised a guest on this show, by the way.
To be fair, you also did put a tweet out earlier saying if anyone wanted to come on, they should do it.
Yeah, did he answer? Did he answer? Let's go back on him then. Sod it, I don't care. Got a fault, James. Get your rear end in here, will you, for crying out loud. Andy. If you're still with us, darling, somewhere in the background.
I'm effed off.
Why are you pissed off, babe?
Everyone in the office has to bring their own stuff into work because of COVID. Someone's used my milk and I've just got enough to put in my tea.
Bastard. By the way, you look like I won't lie, have you seen Iron Man 3? Because you look like
off with their heads, I say.
There we go. Andy, talk to me about the ESL or the lack of.
They need to go, mate. They need to go. They need to be like Rangers and be at the bottom of the Football League. Can't see it happening. So the worst case scenario will be points deductions, and in my opinion as well, they should get a transfer embargo as well. Make them really suffer. They wouldn't have cared of us if they went away. So that's what I think on it.
James, if you're kind of with us there, frozen facial kind of expression.
Let me just. Phone
home.
Yeah.
E.T. phone home.
Cal, you talk to me. Come on,
anyone
bloody talk to me.
So I think they need to be dealt with harshly. There needs to be serious sort of implications to it. You can't let them away with that shit. Like that's too far. They did that. They did that with intending to play in the league. They didn't go off thinking originally that they're going to be going and playing in this Super League for a full season. They were doing this intending to play with the rest of us, giving them an unfair advantage, which they already have. So give them a fair punishment. They treated us unfairly. Give them a fair punishment. As Andy said, send them down. I don't think they will, because they're too afraid to do that. In all honesty, that's the only way to put it. I don't think they have the balls to do it. So at least give them. They need a 20 to 30 point deduction at least. There need to be fines. There need to be embargoes on their transfers. They need to be dealt with properly.
I mean, listen, I've seen a lot on social media in the last hour or two, and as I say, I was gonna broach this at the end of the show, but I thought because it's such a big draw, it's such a big poll that it would, it's obviously being spoken about. To be fair, I did have a conversation with someone earlier that I'm kind of hoping it it would have died away if obviously all of this today hadn't have come out. I was kind of hoping that it'd go away. We'd be done with the talking about it, and we'd wait to see what the repercussions were. Obviously now, this is now obviously it's all changing. Everyone's fans are up in arms, not just those within the Big Six or the Super Six.
What I want to know, Duke, who the hell appointed them as the Super Six? Who was it that said that this is the thing? It's like, they are the Super Six. Says who? Leicester have got more Premier League titles than Spurs. Why weren't they involved? Everton.
They don't have a billion-pound stadium.
Yeah, there is. You said it last night. Gatesy James said it's the stadium.
This is it. But, Everton have got more league titles than Spurs. Nottingham Forest have got more European Cups than Spurs, Arsenal and Chelsea combined. They're nowhere to be seen. It's a complete farce. All it's about was money. It was about getting more money from UEFA, about getting more money from the Premier League. And at last, there's been a backlash against them, because for too long, they've had the powers that be, UEFA, that have fallen back when they've started rattling their tin and sort of like having a hissy fit. UEFA would step back and they'd give them a bit more money, And this is where the line in the sand needed to be drawn. This is as far as it goes, no further. They're absolute scum. And I'm talking the owners here. I'm not talking the clubs. So I need to separate those two. I am not talking Chelsea Football Club, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, etc., etc. I am talking Joe Lewis and Daniel Levy. I'm talking John Henry. I'm talking the Glazer family. They're all money-grabbing, scum-sucking parasites. And the English supporters and the players and the management, because I'm telling you now, there was a backlash from within the clubs. They didn't want any part of this. And that's where a lot of this backlash has come from as well. Marcus Rashford wanted no piece of it. Harry Kane didn't want a piece of it. Kevin De Bruyne didn't want a piece of it. And as I said on the broadcast yesterday, are they actually going to sack a player, an asset? It's one thing to sack a manager like they did with Jose Mourinho. It's entirely another thing to do it to a £200 million striker or a £175 million midfielder. It was never going to happen. And the moment
who's going to want to go to Tottenham after that?
Yeah,
who's going to this whole thing collapses a day after they sack him? Who's going to want to go to Tottenham, work under Levy and Lewis after seeing them treat someone who spoke against them like absolute trash? They're after really shooting themselves in the foot as well. Like,
if there's any players that in future, Cal, that have got any shred of integrity at all, and have a long memory, they won't want a piece of these six clubs. I'm telling you now, these clubs have absolutely shot themselves in the foot. And do you know what? I love it.
Yeah, money talks. That's the problem.
that comment from Foe, I think, is really really does hit home. To be fair, it was you know if you look at I'd say 90% of Sky's Premier League footage, 90% of it that's not game based or match based is all put around the the six that they use, the Super Six, or it's the Big Six. I want you guys in the live feed. There's 14 of you currently watching, and I want your opinions on punishments. There's been a few coming up so far, so if you've already put something, put it again so Gatesy can drop them in, because the three of us are over four of us. What am I talking about?
I can rewind. I say I've had my little rant, so I'll go back and pick some out.
I just want to go through because this has happened before. I was talking to my old man this morning, and this has happened before. What happened yesterday happened when the Premier League started. This is how the Premier League come about, and here we are, kind of. We're throwing our toys out of our pram to a degree because it's wrong, and I'm not saying it's not, but it happened X amount of years ago when 20 teams decided to form the Premier League, something that was completely separate from the English Football League, because they felt there should be more money in the game, etc., etc., etc. So, what surprises me more is that this has taken as long to happen. But punishment-wise, listen, Cal mentioned there.
Point there.
You know what, Gatesy, people won't be happy with that.
No,
people
because the fine
will
means
not
nothing.
be happy.
No,
I tell you what,
even
the fans of the teams involved, will think that just a fine is a piss take. It means fuck all to these people.
No.
Not being funny. Barcelona owe how much, Gates, did you say yesterday? Something like £1 billion,
Barcelona
did you say?
about £1 billion in debt. Manchester United about £500 million, just under.
Right.
They're all broke. They're all broke.
Yeah, but they'll defer it because of that. Oh, yeah. They'll do a payment plan. They'll have the bailiffs turn up ready to take the new camp, and then end up with a payment plan. I will give you 20 quid a month or something stupid like that. And that's the way they'll get around it. And you know what? A fine isn't enough. And I think Gatesy, it came up and it went by earlier. Someone commented there needs to be a playing ban in Europe. Big Six should be banned from playing Champions League football, Europa League football, Conference football, Europa Conference.
Well, they didn't want to
they need to be banned,
did they?
Well, they tough shit.
They wanted to come away from it.
There will have to be a ban because the AC Milan and Juventus owners were working with Ceferin to make this new UEFA concept for the Champions League, and they as he claimed, they were snakes. They stabbed him in the back. They were dealing with this along the side without anyone knowing. They were all doing it. They were all sort of conspiring together to make their own league, their own little elitist club to make money. And what are they going to do? Come back in and get 200 million every year off the Champions League? Hardly. They'll hardly let them away with it.
No, and that's the point, isn't it? And there also needs to be a transfer ban. Fuck them. Seriously, and Jake, I apologise if you're still in the show language. But seriously, that's where I'm at. There needs to be punishment that is across the board, from a monetary, which would include not playing in the Champions League for Europe for 3 or 4 years, as far as I'm concerned, because that will hit these bastards in the pocket hard. Because
Epic
you know what they shut.
This point here, Duke.
Right.
It won't happen, but
I can't agree. The reason I can't agree with that, okay, is and I'll come to you three on this point here. So leave that one up a minute, Gatesy. Can't agree with that one, just for the simple fact is, like you said there, the fans will get over it, but the owners will feel it. Listen, the owners are going to feel it no matter what going forward. A ban in Europe, transfer embargoes, and that would for me, that would include selling players, because I'm telling you now, players like Harry Kane who are on a contract at Spurs. He's got less than 3 years to go on his contract, and they refuse to sell him. He ain't going to sign a new contract because he didn't want to be part of it in the first place. So Harry Kane could quite easily walk away from Spurs for nothing. I'm not sure on his contract, but a transfer embargo in and out. Don't give him the opportunity to make money by selling key assets, if you will, asset stripping. Give him 30 points deduction.
Absolutely.
Minimum 30 points reduction. For me, that's where I'd start. So ban in Europe.
That relegates Arsenal as well.
Good. And I actually have a soft spot for Arsenal.
That's what they
Cal,
get for
talk to
putting
me about
themselves in
that.
an elitist league. That's what they get for putting themselves in an elitist league when they're in a position where if the points get deducted, they're in the second championship. That's what they get for thinking they're that big when they're not even performing like an elitist club.
Don't get me wrong, all the clubs, what they've done wrong. But the thing is, what I don't get is what a lot of people have said, and I've been listening to TalkSport for the last 2 days. I don't understand why Man City have done it. What Man City have done since them owners have come in is like what they said. They've changed the community, the women's league, the new stadium. They've built houses and stuff like that. That's the bit what surprises me the most. Do you know what I mean? I'm not. I don't get me wrong. It's wrong.
They've shit on their own community. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Even Pep couldn't understand it.
So
Sure, the managers didn't find out until they seen it on the news.
Sorry?
What? The managers didn't find it out till they seen it on the news, the same as us.
Yeah. And this is why, if the rumours are to be believed. Now, listen, Gatesy, we discussed yesterday and we talked about it last night, that Mourinho was sacked because he refused to take training and it was classed as gross misconduct.
Well,
but
it's interesting.
There's also rumours, but there's also rumours that he was sacked because it was results based. If he was sacked because it's results based, I'm pretty sure they would have had to have paid him out some sort of severance fee. And from what I gather, that's not been done.
I'm going to play this. This is something I got sent by my brother. Okay. So hopefully you guys.
I'd like to just put out a disclaimer that this isn't nothing to do with the channel.
And if anybody's watching that's offended by a swear word, then you're going to have to put up with this. This is what I'm about to play you is Jamie Redknapp.
I heard it was based on where they were in the league in terms of when they sacked him. So Spurs sacked him when he was in the top 4. I think he got 30. If they sacked him when he was in the top 6, he got a different amount. And the fact they're sacking him when he's not in the top 6 takes that down to like 4 or 5, even less than that million. So that's why Daniel's done it now, rather than wait. I mean, I don't get why he's done it during the cup final on Sunday, but they are fucking clowns there.
There you go. Jamie Redknapp, former Spurs player.
Yeah, Levy doesn't do that to people. Levy's not easy with giving away money. I know he might not be paid off fully, but it's way too conveniently timed for it to be results based. That's a load of bull. There is no chance that is results based. He went in there. He threw up a storm when he went in the morning because he, as the same as the other managers, only found out on the news. And we know Mourinho, he's stubborn. He's not going to take any crap. He's going to say, all right, I'm not training them. He said that. And they say, okay, that's an excuse. Misconduct. We don't have to.
I mean, listen, I honestly don't think he was sacked on the position. I really don't, because I'm telling you now, there you go, Simon. Bang. If he's been sacked for gross misconduct, you get absolutely all. And I'm telling you now, refusing to take the team training and going on strike is considered gross misconduct. Not 100% sure on the terms of what the contract would be, but refusing to do your job comes...
There was talk on TalkSport this morning. They were saying there were similarities between the sacking of Antonio Conte at Chelsea because Antonio Conte took Chelsea to court after he was sacked. And bear in mind, he was there 2 seasons. In his first season, he won the Premier League. In his second season, he won the FA Cup and was immediately sacked thereafter. He took Chelsea to a tribunal claiming constructive dismissal. And not only did Chelsea have to pay out the remainder of his contract with the club, they had to give him £20 million in compensation. There's talk that Mourinho might be going down a similar avenue because he was obviously, in a cup final. Now, I know you can turn around and go, it was only the League Cup final, so it's probably the least trophy that they can win. But they haven't won a trophy of any description since 2008.
And that was that trophy.
Exactly.
So let me put this to you then, guys, and Andy, I'll start with you.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking of a points deduction. We're talking of maybe a 30-point deduction, whatever we're going for it. Do you do that now, this season? And that begs my next question after you've answered this one. Would you do it now, this season, or would you wait until the beginning of next?
It needs to be now. They need to be taught a lesson, in my opinion, and be shown. If you do it next season, like you said, I don't think they'll do both. I don't think they'll give them a transfer ban and a points deduction. What they'll do is that they'll just get themselves in more debt and go out and spend 200 million on an Mbappe or a Haaland to get you up. Yeah.
But are they going to want to go there based on this, especially when you look at that? I'll come back to that. I'll go another question based on this. So you've said 30-point deduction this season, as Cal mentioned earlier, relegates Arsenal and does what it does. Fair enough. Cal, this season or next?
See, romantically looking at it as a West Ham fan, it looks great to say, okay, we'll do the season because then we get we could possibly win the league. We're 1 point off winning it, and then so I suppose looking at it from that way, this is probably giving them a 30-point deduction next season. We probably wouldn't even be in a position to win the league. Somehow we'd find a way to make a balls of it. So if you do it now, I suppose just do it now because it gives us more of a chance selfishly.
All right, so that kind of touches on my question. Gatesy, what about you?
This season, in fact, I'd have done it today. They've basically taken 135 years of football history, tradition. The fans were completely disregarded. All of this, they took a great big shit on. All of the other 14 clubs in the Premier League and the 72 clubs in the Football League and all of the pyramid beyond that, they took a great big shit, all of those, right? They need punishing because they've done this during this season. They have caused all of this stress, aggravation, inconvenience, and all the rest of it. They've done it this season. So they need to be punished this season. Not next season, not the season after. Right here, right now. Do the 30-point deduction. Do a transfer embargo. Massive fine, as much as you can do. Send these fuckers a message. This is where it stops. The greed, the sort of like the self-serving nature, your snouts in the trough. It ends. It ends now. You 6 and the other 6 from Italy and Spain don't have a good God-given right to dominate European football.
Listen, we're all on the same page, boys. I mean, it needs to be today, like you said, Gatesy. It's got to be now. So let me ask you this, and Cal, you touched on it, so I'm going to come to you first. 30-point deduction puts us a point behind Leicester in second place for the title. We fight out with Leicester for the rest of the season. We overturn that deficit. We win the league. Cal, is the title? Is it tainted? Is that Premier League tainted for us and not going to be considered a real title, if you will?
In all honesty, Duke, any title we're going to get is going to be tainted because the only way we'd win a title is if some big rich oil club come and bought us anyway. if some sheikh came in to buy us, if some Russian, some American came in to buy us, flooded us with money, like what happened with City. We're a big club in a big city with a big stadium. So that's the way we'd win the title anyway. Someone would come in, flood money in, and you'd be just called Man City Junior. So any title we're going to win is going to be tainted.
Every title over the last 20-odd years then is tainted.
Yeah, but that's just if we were to win it now, it's no different than if we won it then. That's my opinion on it. Is if we were to win it, and someone's going to complain. Like there's you're never going to win it and get. No one's going to just say, okay, fair play to you, you've won it. They're going to say this, that, the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I can't. Oh, Pete just dropped his phone in the snow, apparently. I don't know.
Yo, this is shit, I can't get the fucking thing balanced again. Oh my
You've been
God.
drinking the cider again, old son.
No, Cal, listen, I can't disagree with you. Can't disagree with you to a degree. I mean, Liverpool's last year will always be known as the COVID title. It will. I don't listen. You can't disagree with it there. It's known as the COVID Championship, and nothing's going to change that. So I think it's hard. Cal, behave yourself. Leicester won't win it. We're going to win it. There's also that base, Andy. That being said, now then, they're also saying that their results this season could be expunged, and apparently we benefit most from that.
9 points clear with a game in hand.
And that puts us top of the league. Yeah. So, what would you go for? Would you expunge their results or just give them a fight?
No. Well, no. Tottenham were given a bye in the League Cup, so if they won it, they would have been given a bye because they didn't have to play Leyton Orient. It's exactly the same thing. They would still be saying that's a trophy. Fuck them. We're massive.
Do you know what as well? Because I talked about this earlier. No one seems to have mentioned this. There is a League Cup final on Sunday between two of these clubs. I don't think that game should be played, quite frankly.
No.
Give it to Brentford.
That cup shouldn't be contested. I think they need to null and void it. I know it goes against the grain, but I honestly think they need to null and void it. And I think that the three clubs involved in the European competition, the Champions League, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Manchester City. I hear that UEFA are having a meeting on Friday lunchtime. Now, I heard on TalkSport a little bit earlier, if they do kick them out, Dortmund will be reinstated, Porto will be reinstated. The problem is, though, with the semi-final that Real Madrid would contest, if they pull them out, the team that they beat in the quarters was Liverpool. So they're not going to reinstate Liverpool. So then what do you do?
Fucking scrap it. Scrap it, Alex.
Give it to PSG. That's the easiest method of it. Kick them out and say, all right, PSG, you're the only team left here.
And then you'd have to give the FA Cup to Leicester.
I'll tell you what you do.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you do. You have a look at the top four in the Premier League, and if you're kicking out three teams out of the Champions League, you pick three teams from the Premier League, or the first three teams in the Premier League that you come to that are not one of these shamble top sixes. So that'll be Leicester, us, and
I think it's Everton and Villa. I think some.
So it'll be Leicester, us, and Everton. We'll take the place of Real Madrid.
Yeah, but it sounds nice, but I think that's unfair on every other bloody league in it.
Listen, I don't give a fuck. I want in. No, I mean, listen, there are so many, and this is the scary thing here, and it's a massively scary thing. Is there are so many unprecedented repercussions from this. As you know, we're only touching on the Premier League right now because that's what we know. We're only touching on the Premier League, so we're only touching on these six. But you've got to think, what happens now if we go, right, expunge their records, they don't get relegated, or we do no, bollocks. They get relegated, top six out of the Championship come up, they start in the Championship next season, right? All right, it makes the Championship a bit unfair next year. I get that.
Only 2 or 3 can come up though.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. It does make it unfair down there next season, but it also gives the Championship clubs a chance to see how far apart they are, if you will. But we've got to be looking now at what happens in, as Gatesy said, Champions League, Europa League. I don't know who's left in the Europa League. I don't think we have we?
Arsenal and Man United.
Man United and
Oh, they still
Arsenal,
in it?
yeah.
Well. So you've got repercussions, Champions League and Europa League. But then you've got to look at what happens in Spain with those 3. Because what happens there? Are they going to expunge their records? Because if that's the case, Valencia are top of the league.
Spain seemed more for it. That's the thing. It's so divided in football. Spain seemed, well, Spanish fans, I'll say that instead of just Spain in general. Spanish fans seemed more for the Super League than any other country I'd seen. That's because a lot of the fans do just support one of them 2 clubs, and they have no issue because they're all bankrupt and they'd rather go for it.
But the Europa League,
I got my life support around. But that's what they're all gonna need, dog. They're gonna be have to float above water, dog. Straight up. I got my life. I got my life preserver on. Look.
I've got a question. There's been a question for me in the chat, Casey.
What's up?
Casey, there's been a question for me in the chat. Can you bring that up? Because I've got a quite easy answer to that. Nope, a question from me. Bottom one. Last message to come through.
Boom.
Yes.
If this is West Ham, would you
yes, I would. Yeah. Because as far as I'm concerned, and I'll be sitting here now, I'm telling you now, I'll be sitting here right now if GSP had
be sitting here as a Dartford fan.
If damn well, if the 3 Herberts had been given the opportunity, they would have jumped at it. And I'd be sitting here saying exactly the same thing. The punishment should fit the crime. Doesn't matter what club it is. Doesn't matter what club it is. Punishment needs to fit the crime. And as far as I'm concerned,
they all need to be deducted points, man. Like straight up, man. Like, okay. Let me ask you this, Duke. Let me ask you this. So they put in the letter of intent. So because they signed it, if they go through with it or don't go through with it, do they still get punished?
They should do.
They should do, Rich. Of course they should, because the intention was there.
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
Not only that, but they signed the deal. They signed a 23-year deal.
Yeah.
So whether they did it or whether they didn't, the fact remains is they were perfectly prepared to go to a competition that the Premier League did not authorise. And that was in direct contravention of Premier League rule L9, which is a rule that is put there by the stakeholders of the Premier League, i.e. the clubs themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, right, this is going to roll. And I'll tell you now, thank you, Simon. Much appreciated, buddy. I will always say it as it is. At the end of the day, regardless of my love affair for this club,
Simon's the lick, man. Big up, Simon.
You've got to be. I'm going to sit here and be up front with you. Listen, 6 months ago, this sort of thing never crossed my mind. I never thought I'd find myself sitting, and probably Gatesy didn't. And I know talking to Andy, he probably felt the same way a bit. I never found myself sitting here talking to a monitor and a camera, having these sort of debates. I never saw it happening, and now I'm here. I'm committed to it, and I will always be as open and as honest as I can. At the end of the day, it works for all of us, and it makes for some good shows. Let's be honest, even if we don't know what we're doing at times. This is going to roll.
Duke, if I may, I'd also like to answer Simon's question as well, because West Ham is a club that I've supported for 40 years. I've been a season ticket holder for about 25. All 3 of my kids are West Ham fans. My brother's a West Ham fan. My father's a West Ham fan.
Your dog's a West Ham fan, Gatesy. Come on.
I've named my dog Bubbles, as Peach has said. I love this club with an absolute burning passion, and I I would seriously be up in arms if we were one of these 6, because for me, it goes completely against the grain of sporting competition to have a closed shop where you are ring fenced in. Now that's a competition. Look in the dictionary for the definition of the word competition. That's not a competition. That's a monopoly. I would absolutely, if that was to be my club, if that was to be West Ham, that would be it. I stomached the move from the bowling ground. I stomached that. I've had to hold my nose, but it's been difficult. But that's fine. Okay, we move on. That would be the end of my time as a West Ham fan. I'm sorry, it just would. So I would absolutely say the same thing if it was West Ham involved.
Gatesy, my father came to me just before I came outside, and he said 2 clubs pulled out of it. I think it was Chelsea and somebody else. Do you know anything
Chelsea
of that?
And Man City.
That was it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and Ed Woodward resigned.
They don't get punished now.
Oh, they should. They absolutely should.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. Go on, Pete, Karen.
No, it's just like Pep Guardiola. I think he seen hindsight, oh, hold on a second. We could win the league, or we could be in this Major League Baseball league. I think he's seen that they can win the league, and
that's not even hindsight. He's saying it.
What's that?
That's not even him saying it in hindsight. He had no say in it. It was all the owners. He didn't even know about it.
I don't even think they knew about it, Cal.
Abu Dhabi. Okay, Abu Dhabi. Okay.
They didn't know. Kieran.
Dave makes a very good point, though.
I'm a Red Sox fan. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. You can take tablets for that, like my dad told you yesterday, man. Trust me.
Carol and I were talking about this point that my cousin Dave makes. How can they pull out if they've signed a 23-year contract? There's going to be some litigation here, even if they pull out. There's because JP Morgan Chase, who bankrolled this, they're not just going to turn around to these 12 clubs or however many it is that pull out and go, no, that's fine. You've signed a legal document saying you're contractually obligated for 23 years, but you want to pull out. We understand the backlash. Not a problem. Off you go. They're not going to do that.
No, fuck that. Not a chance, guys.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy. That's what I was saying to my friends who were saying how, everyone's delighted they're pulling out, but that's just, it's not that easy. That's literally what I'm saying. It's not that easy.
They went in. They went in. It's like you banging a girl and you pull out, dog. It's yo, you can still get the girl pregnant, man. So it's yo, they done. You know what I'm saying, though? Real talk.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But
signed the contract, huh?
Yeah, I mean, fair play, Pete. That's a great way of putting it.
That's what. Yeah.
I've got nothing. I haven't. I just want to say. Listen, the repercussions of this are going to rumble on for donkeys. They really are. This is going to roll. Whether or not, something comes out of this in the next, the next 48, 72 hours, who knows? Who knows what the Premier League are going to do with this? And as I said, it's not just the Premier League. You've got to look at, the Spanish FA and the Italian FA. Something's going to roll with this, and something will roll with this. There will be some significant punishments for this. And we're not just talking, love it, we're not just talking a fine. I really don't think we're talking a fine, because I think that FIFA and UEFA are sick and tired of having the piss taken out of them by these so-called elite clubs, listen, I'm not including Spurs and Arsenal in the elite clubs, but I'm talking these clubs that are owned by elite owners, if you will, with regards to the money.
$1 million man.
They're shaking their swords, demanding more. And FIFA have always been going, okay, yes, okay, sorry, yes, we'll give you more, let's do it. And they've taken the piss.
Yeah.
They have massively taken the piss.
Yeah.
And I think there will be some serious outcomings from this. And the
I hope
repercussions from this will roll. They will roll for months and months, years on end, that this will roll and roll and roll. Because I'm telling you now, for my 5 pence of an answer to this is that Juve AC and Inter in Italy, Real Madrid and Barcelona, not necessarily Atletico because I don't consider them to be elite royalty in Spain.
Yeah.
Certainly not Arsenal and Spurs in this country, but certainly in Manchester United's, your Liverpools, they consider themselves above. Listen, Kieran, you can say Sky created it, but this was going on. This was going on for a long, long time. Sky might have started this, but this rolled beyond Sky. Sky didn't create Liverpool to become the monster that they are with regards to the way they act in the way that they slam their fist down if they don't get their way.
Sky, in fairness, didn't create the monster that's Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid.
But the Premier League, the Premier League
absolutely, man.
It's just greed. I mean, yes, Sky are complicit, but you've got to say that
someone was going to do it. If it wasn't Sky, it would have been BBC. It would have been
English
BT.
football. This was a Trojan horse attack on English football, going back 20, 30 years. Foreign investors coming in, pumping millions in, and everybody said how marvellous it was, how brilliant it was. This is where it's taken us, guys.
Yeah. Up Bollocks Road.
Fallout will be massive. Fallout from this will be.
It's like a nuclear war. It's doomsday. They think it's just okay. Yeah. Okay, we've shot off the nukes. Where's the magnets to bring them back? It's not that easy.
Yeah. And that's what Irish Tommy said. Irish Tommy was talking about like how this is Civil War things, and it is, man. It is.
Listen, we can all sit here and throw rumours around us or opinions around. Sorry, not rumours. Opinions around as to what we think we would do if we were the men in charge in the big white ivory tower, and we're the ones that are going to be,
right.
going for it. But listen, that's all they are, isn't it? It's our opinions, and we're not going to be the ones making up this punishment. We're not going to be the ones metering it out. We can turn around and say that fines won't be enough, but I think deep down we all know that there's going to be significant fines from this, and
there should be, and there should too. Did you see the show today?
Maybe that'll just be it. And that's what scares me.
No, that can't be. Did you see the show today? Orange United. They had a girl on from Manchester United named Natalie. They had some youth from Everton, Leicester, and then Stelios and Anton done did their thing. It was like it ain't fan versus fan no more. It's like fan versus owners, dog. And it's like we're all coming together to like show them what they're doing is, excuse my language, Jake, cover your ears. It's fucking wrong, dog.
To be fair, we've got 9 o'clock.
Gatesy, before I move on, 50 minutes into my initial topic of conversation, do you want to take that one from Simon?
I've just sent him a message saying which ones.
Right, okay, I didn't see that.
Because of my job, I'm sort of in and out, sort of my van, so I don't know which comments Simon's referring to, but he just come back and said all of them. No, I didn't hear all of them because it's a 3-hour show that he does with Jim White. So no, unfortunately,
I don't know how you'd even listen to 10 minutes of it, no matter 4 hours.
Oh. Jim White and that youth that couldn't even play football, but now he's a pundit. That bald-headed git. I don't know his name. I forget his. I don't want to know his name.
I think I caught him
Danny
having
Murphy?
a conversation with Sky Andrew.
Yeah. Yo, he's a what's it? I don't like him. He couldn't even play football when he played football, and now he wants to talk like he's an expert. Piss off.
All right. Okay. Andy, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Because we're about to go into it. And
Bring up Andy.
this could be just as controversial as the European Super League, what we're about to discuss. And certainly Andy's comments could be controversial and deemed European Super League level holy shit moments. But we are about to go, and where is it, Gatesy? Where am I looking? There it is.
I have no idea.
We're going to talk about
Are you looking in the banner by any
attacking.
chance?
Yeah, we're going to talk about some attacking intent, guys. So, over the first 4 episodes, we did discuss
I love
goalkeepers,
this. I
we
love
did
this.
discuss defenders, and we
I
discussed
love this.
defensive midfielders. Now we're going to move forward and onwards to the front 4 positions of our starting lineup. So, attacking left, attacking right, attacking centre, and our striker. And as we did last week, I've not come to the table with any names for you guys. You in the chat, you in the show. I've not come with any hints or nods or recommendations for you to talk about. I want you in the chat, the 16 of you that are sitting in the chat, the 4 of you that are in this show with me, to tell me your opinions. I want you to tell me attacking left, attacking right, attacking centre, up top. I want you to give me where you go with this. Okay? So, Andy, I'm going to start with you, my man, because I know what's coming.
Go on, 100 miles and running. Freestyle that shit, homeboy. Freestyle that shit, homeboy.
Right.
It was hinted. No, let me take that back. Someone put out their opinion on what you're about to talk about, Andy, and for some reason, arseholes out there in Twitterverse and everything else took it as the man's gospel truth and that he was leaking said comment. And it's not the truth. He never did. I've listened to the podcast, and not once does he say this is what happened. And what he actually says is, it wouldn't surprise me if, because this is my opinion. Just like this is going to be your opinion, Andy, and not something you're leaking from within inside the club. So what you're about to mention, Andy, has actually been discussed already, not necessarily in the level you're going to go to, though.
Right. So, Mr. Benrahma is a great player, and like I said, I admire him. And this is the first thing. I don't want you to feel like I'm using him as a scapegoat or anything. But what I've been told as well is the company I work with. I actually spoken to him today about this. I didn't let you know about this. That they're Brentford fans and they're season ticket holders, and they're worried. They're worried about not coming up. And in my opinion, Jesse Lingard is a priority for West Ham to sign, and we should go all out to make him, no matter what the money is. At 30 million, we should do it. And the way to save funds because of this is I would do a straight swap deal with Ivan Toney for Benrahma, hands down.
Dun, dun, dun! No, listen, as much as I take the piss, right? As much as I take the piss, Andy, you and me have discussed this offline a few times now. And to be honest with you, you brought this to me 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
As an opinion. And it's gained some traction in social media. There's some Brentford fans that I follow on Twitter on my personal account. We go backwards and forwards about the whole Benrahma, Ivan Toney, Josh Da Silva, Rico Henry. We talk about them on a daily basis, private messages, a lot. And you know what? You said it to me as your opinion. I'd like to think that, or we could. I think were the words to your what you said. And I took it to a couple of the Brentford fans. And their exact words were: there are grumblings within the Brentford community, and there's rumblings that may well be something that if we go in for Ivan Toney, the Brentford board may just ask for him to come back the other way.
Wow.
Now, whether or not there's any truth in this, or whether this is much like Andy's threw it out there that would be what he does, is that Brentford fans are feeling the same way. You know, I certainly know that Brentford fans, much like a lot of us, and I'm included in what I'm about to say, I certainly know James Fever is this is his staunch feeling on this. I feel that he's not getting a fair crack at it. I'd like to see him start more games. Whether or not he's showing it in training, I can't make that comment. I'm not there. I can't see what he is or what he isn't doing in training. And obviously, it's not enough to impress David Moyes to get Ben Rama a starting berth. But the Brentford fans are absolutely livid that we've taken him on loan initially, didn't use him, signed him permanently, not using him. You know, Brentford fans are livid. That, you know, they loved Ben Rama, loved him, still do. And you know what, Andy? As much as it pains me to say it, we need to spend the money on Lingard and possibly someone as backup in central defensive midfield for the other two. That, you know what? We know that Fornals can play on the left. So, and you know what? I don't think it's a bad shout.
I understand. I understand Kent's view. Just thinks it's not a chance. But at the end of the day, we hold the cards in this situation. If Ben Rama could go, you know what, West Ham, I've had my chance. I don't think it's for me. I want to go back to the Championship next year, do all what I can to get Brentford up and prove us wrong.
Yeah,
that could be the situation as well. But yeah, it is what it is. But that's the player who I will get. And another one for me.
Isn't it?
The other one for me is if I had to pick, because we're getting Lingard as well, the other two players I would look in the forward positions would be Lookman from Fulham, well, even though he's on loan at Red Bull, and I would try and get a loan with an option to buy for Ross Barkley.
And Andy, did you read the story the other day about how we're keeping a close eye on Areola?
Yeah, 20 million apparently.
Yeah. That's bargain prices, man. That's like liquidation center things, man. Straight up, man. Oh, you know what I heard though? You know what I heard?
Gatesy, mate. Gatesy, hang on, Pete, hang on. Gatesy,
I gotta tell you this, dog. It's like
just turn around and look behind you for a few minutes. Gatesy, just turn your seat round and watch behind you just for a couple of minutes. Don't move until I tell you to. Right, Peach, tell me.
Yeah. Okay, so watch this.
Well, Gatesy, come back. We want to see it. Gatesy, come back.
Listen, where's Gatesy gone? Gatesy don't like me no more.
He's about to berate one of his sons, Peach. He's about to berate one of his sons.
I heard from the horse's mouth. There's going to be a transfer deal, including Ben Rama and 3 players, dog.
Oh.
Ben Rama, he is going to go to not Brentford. He's going to go to Bristol City, and we're going to sign Foshizi, Kieran, and Kent to play up front, dog. Straight up. From the horse's blood clot mouth, dog. I heard that, man.
Hey, you had me then for a minute. Listen, Pete, I even got closer to my screen because I thought you were going to talk.
He reeled us in there, didn't he?
He sucked us in like a Dyson. He sucked us in like a Dyson for that.
Bastard. Ken, I just want to touch on your comment. I don't know, Gacy's too busy berating his topless son who's back. I can't disagree, but I can't agree with this statement. Because I'm telling you now, if West Ham had signed, if we'd signed Ollie Watkins, we would have turned him into a non-goal scoring striker. It's what we do. It's what we
It
do.
is what we do, innit? It's messed up. It is what we do. It is what we do, man. It's messed up, man.
We would have turned him into a non-goal scoring striker. And yes, the pain in the ass. Gatesy, give me your options apart from your son in the up front positions for West Ham.
Up front, Tammy Abraham.
No.
She's still on that.
I agree. If it's a reasonable price, yeah, I think Tammy's a very Tammy.
Right,
The
Cam's
thing
not
is,
coming back.
people are underestimating Tammy because he hasn't been involved in the Chelsea squad. But when Tammy was in the Championship, he was getting similar numbers to Ivan Toney. I know I'm not saying it's the exact same numbers because no one's gotten the same numbers as Toney. Toney's at another level. He's probably going to be the record holder. But Tammy was there when he was sort of 19, 20. Toney's in his prime right now, and he's doing it. Tammy proved himself.
Hey,
No,
Kazza, do you think Kazza, do you think sorry to interject, but do you think Ings is too old? Or would you still
He's
take
too
him?
old and injury prone.
You think?
He's got no knee ligaments, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's no knees.
Yeah.
Is that not why that's why we didn't sign him when he turned brilliantly?
Yeah, no. So with regards to Abraham, I agreed. Like Gatesy, me and you had that discussion even on Saturday in the pub. What we were saying, who our first choice
You
would
ain't
be.
coming back on either.
No. But I gave the options. God's sake. But let me finish. But I'm thinking of the owners with regards to money. Yeah. The way they've.
I love y'all, man.
That's the way I see it.
The thing is,
Abraham.
he has 2 years left on his deal as of the summer.
Wasn't it rumored that he's Moyes' number one target though?
On. Yeah,
isn't he Moyes' number one target?
Moyes' number one target? Who?
Tammy. We need to go out and get whoever Moyes' number one target is within reasonable price.
Yeah.
If Moyes wants Johnny, who plays striker and spends most of his day in Duke's pub playing for Dartford, bloody go and sign him.
Get him.
Like that's whoever Moyes wants, get him.
I saw him on Saturday. He's quite pacey, especially when he's had a few beers as well.
Exactly. Get who if that's who Moyes wants, get them. If you're able to pay for it, do it.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
What
about Ansari or whatever from Sparta Prague?
Who, Sima?
Who?
The Ansaria guy.
Sima.
No, not Sima. Sima's dope, but the other guy, Ansaria.
Oh, and Nesri.
Like Nasri, but it's not Nasri. It's
and Nesri.
Nesri.
What about
I've watched him personally. I think he reminds me a lot of Haller. He has that sort of, sort of big, sort of heavy, sort of big build.
Yeah.
Not the most mobility, and he might score goals, but he's not going to be that involved.
We don't want that, and I agree, man.
No, that's not a Moyes striker.
In Moyes, we trust. Okay. Whoever Moyes wants, get, because Soufal's been Soufal, U-Foul. He's been brilliant, man, and Souček's been magic too, man. Like, and then Lingard was a masterstroke. Oh, yo, did you hear about us wanting Dele Alli? I heard that the other day.
No. I wouldn't do We already have one that did his,
the man reminds me of Simon on Coronation Street, straight up. But it's like, yo, he has some skill and he might be able to resurrect his career, maybe.
I'll tell you what, I ain't going to Canada now. You ain't coming back on either. It's just going to be me sitting here on my own soon, I tell you. Gatesy, anyone else that you'd like to add to your Tammy Abraham? Before I go, listen, I'm going to ruin one of yours. And I'm going to ruin one of Andy's so far. I'm going to absolutely fuck you up in a minute with a comment. One comment. That's all I'm going to do. Gatesy, you've had Tammy, and don't that case in the middle at the top there, waving his arms, has had Ross Barkley. Is there anyone else you'd add, Gatesy?
Justice Silva.
Come on, Milesy.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a decent shout. He'd be decent addition for central mid. And guy that we've discussed, Silas Wamangituka.
Throw out the Wamangituka. Let's go. Let's get Wammy on it.
Who's that?
Yeah, no,
me and Gatesy were going mad in the Hammers. You're going mad in it.
The only issue is that at this
fucking
precise
around.
moment in time,
Who
he's
is
got a
that?
ruptured cruciate ligament. So that's the only thing. He injured it against Bayern Munich.
That's the
But
worst
if
injury
he
ever.
can come back and look the player that he was before, oh my word.
But you never will, Gatesy, because that's like when you want to take off and go on a run, dart on a run. Big up Dartford. But when you want to dart on a run, you'll always second guess yourself when you do that.
That's the only
You
thing.
know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the only thing.
That's
That's
why
why I
Lanzini's
say
never been the
if he
same,
can
man.
come back.
Listen, I love
Yeah,
Silas. I love Waman Gituka. I absolutely love him at the club. He's 6'2", I think we discussed, Casey.
Yeah.
Cal,
Wow.
if you saw the other one with Hammers Jack we're talking about, and you said 6'2", built like an. I mean, he's built like very much like Antonio in size. He's an absolute beast, and he is like
Word up.
just off a shovel rapid. He's like a greyhound out of the traps. He is
Really?
unbelievable.
Really?
He's honestly, he's a wide man. He is, and I don't mean like
Yeah.
wide
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He's
Right.
Yeah.
he's a winger, but he can be quite easily converted into a striker because he's got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
natural talent. He's superb.
Well, look what he did with Arnautovic. Same thing, right? Like, fuck.
Yeah. Cal,
Oh,
And
give
Antonio.
me some options. Give me some options.
As a a sunny day sort of Celtic fan myself, I've always been a
That's
fan of Odson
unfortunate.
Edward.
Yo,
I've
I'm down for that
a
boy.
fan of Odson Edward.
Have you
Yeah.
like Kaza? I've never really seen him play. I've heard great things and great reviews, and
He's
scored like
lovely to watch. He's a very
brilliant.
elegant footballer. He is
Yeah,
just he. I know it's sort of an easier league, but he does make it look easy. He's just a very elegant footballer to watch. He knows where the goal is. You could play him
Yeah.
sort of even sitting out a bit. He likes to hold up the ball, come out and retrieve it, and actually play football. He's not just
Yeah.
someone who's going to stand in the box like sort of an Ivan Toney. He's not going to be just an out-and-out goal scorer. He's going to play a lot more football, and he's well able for it. He's big, he's strong, he's fast.
Alright.
He has an eye for a goal, and he's lovely to watch. And he looks like he's going for cheap enough.
Have you heard of who Kent just said? Danjuma? Have you heard of him? I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he's a Southampton fella, isn't he?
I don't know. I've never heard of him.
I think he's on loan from Southampton. I think
Really,
he is a
huh?
Southampton player.
Is
Yeah,
he good? Is he good?
big,
Another-
big, strong lad.
Another player,
Alright.
sorry, he was on my list, but I forgot. I don't know whether. I think it will cost some dough, but if Liverpool get a ban, he's young, and I reckon he'll suit our play. Is Harvey Elliott from Liverpool?
Never heard
I just
of him,
think
no.
that lad seems like a prick. I just don't like him.
No.
I don't know what it is.
No. So I've seen this. It's the reason why I say it is because I've since we've been linked with Adam Armstrong, I've been watching a lot of the Championship, and I've seen
And he hasn't been performing when Elliot has, and so has Bradley Dack or whatever his name is. Dack's been very good.
No, them three, Bradley Dack, Armstrong. Everyone slags Armstrong off, but if you still look at his goal record,
brilliant.
he's a great player. He's a great. Just think, Blackburn,
right?
mid-table side,
Yeah.
and the amount of goals he gets, he's not
Could he be
giving them on
stuck
a.
in? Could he be stuck in Jordan Rhodes syndrome though? You know, always good, always getting looked at, but never gets the chance and just ends up playing in the Championship his whole career. Never makes it out.
No, I know he's a wide man. Harvey Elliott.
He's in the making
That's
to
what
be
I'm
one of
saying.
those.
No, he's a wide man. Proper wide man.
No, I think he'd be a great addition. But yeah,
Anyone, look, Peach, you got anything for me? You got any players you want to throw at me? Not at me, but you get the idea.
Come on. I got players. I got snowballs. I got Easter eggs to throw at you, dog. Straight up, with nothing but love, though, because I love you, my G. But it's like, yo, okay, you know what? People are gonna hate this. I don't care. I'm Marmite, anyways, man. Like, people are gonna hate this, and they'll be like, Peach, you're off your rocker. No, but he's too
Probably.
old. I was
Anyway,
going to say
thanks, to be
Diego
fair.
Costa, but I just love Diego Costa. I think he's a ledge, man. But like, okay, if we have to go for like people, I go for Tony. I go for the boy there from Blackburn, Armstrong, Simsima. Yeah. We need somebody in midfield. Like, we were linked with a Pie or Apaya back in the day, and then that youth from Portugal. I forget his name for the life of me. Defensive center midfield. We were after him. What's his name?
Oh,
You know
was
what I'm
this our
talking about.
Dildo brothers?
We put in a bid for him and never really got him. And
This is where their chairman called Sullivan and Gold, what it, the Dildo Twins or something. Who was that?
that's it.
But
That's
no,
it.
was that
Carvalho.
who was it? Oh, Carvalho. Yeah.
Carvalho. William Carvalho. That's it. William Carvalho. I wouldn't mind him. I don't want Tammy Abraham. I know he knows where the back of the goal is, but I think we could do better. And I think we could do better. I really do. Bring back Bobby Zamora. Wait.
So, Gatesy, Andy, right? You've given me 3 names that I've got written down here. So, Tammy Abraham, Harvey Elliott, and Ross Barkley. Where's Tammy Abraham right now?
Probably
He's
right
at the
here
London
outside.
Blues.
Who's he play for?
He plays for the
Chelsea.
London Blues soccer team.
London Blue
Okay.
Soccer.
Ross Barkley, who's his parent club?
Chelsea.
London
Everton,
Blues
no?
soccer team.
Oh, yeah.
Harvey Elliott, who's his parent club?
Liverpool.
The Merseyside
So what are we
Reds.
going to do when they get banned on a transfer embargo for being pricks and they can't sell?
No, that doesn't mean they. That
We'll
doesn't,
sign on to Edward.
Well said, dude.
Yes!
Well said.
I don't
You
think,
can still buy.
does a transfer embargo stop people from being bought from that club? I thought
No,
the transfer
no,
embargo.
listen, but
If
listen,
people just
then,
block players, they'll
then they're
won't be
getting
losing
money,
money.
aren't they?
Let's get
Yeah.
Rashford in. Let
Then
Lingard and Rashford. Come on, man.
If you stop them from selling players in, if you're bringing players in and selling them, they cannot make money. So they've got to live. They've got to live with that. They've got to live with the fact that there's the only money they've got coming into that club are going to be from fans and people that go to the games and shirt sales.
Oh, you know,
You're going to
you
get in the
know what?
pocket.
Andre
You can't
Silva's a
have them
great shout.
making money.
Andre
Andre
Silva
Silva,
down there.
I would take all day long.
Yusuf,
All day
Yusuf,
long. I love Andre Silva.
It took him moving a few clubs to finally find his
Yeah.
form. He was always a young talent, and you'd think he's about 35 by now. He's been around so long, but he's probably only 20, 24, 25, and he's scoring for fun in Germany. He's a good footballer. He's big, he's strong. He has it all to suit the Moyes system.
I mean, I see what I see what Ken, I think it was Ken, mentioned it earlier about the fact that I'm trying to find it here, is that Watkins suits Moyes' style of play. Yeah, it was Ken. He's perfect for Moyes' system. Watkins. It's very difficult to try and find the players that would suit as a striker anyway, a lone striker. The Moyes style of play. It's very difficult to find someone that's going to be happy to do that. You know what, Kieran? That's a great shout, and that's something that Chelsea have to deal with.
Well,
That's something that Chelsea have to deal with. And for me, if the play, listen, and here's the key. Here's the key. If Chelsea want to be able to then, if Chelsea want to be able to trim a wage bill, they're going to have to let these guys go and cancel contracts.
Loftus Cheek, I'd have him any day of the week. Loftus Cheek, I'd have him any day of the week.
And I'm telling you now, out of them 4 players that are on loan out of Chelsea, there are several there that would walk into the first team of a lot of Premier League clubs. There
Sounded
are
very
lot
sympathetic there, Gatesy.
Sorry, Cal.
Cal,
Katie.
do you know? Let me give you a piece of advice. If you want to know where you'll find sympathy, it's in the dictionary, and it's roughly halfway between shit and syphilis.
You said that the other day, dog. I love that. That's what you taught your son. You said, I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that, man.
Question from Alex. Pete, should we give Frederick Alves a go in defence? Now that we're going to have the
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Like we got Mr. No Flow Cardosio supposed to be like big things, man. He never got game time. Like, yo, give Alves a shot, man. Why not?
Has Alves been any good in the 23s? Because I
Apparently he's
apparently he's mixed it up. I do believe he's mixed it up a little bit, Cal. From what I'm gathering, you've got to think we're going to have no Cresswell and we're going to have no and no Dawson for the next game. So
yeah.
Oh no.
Listen, if we all get our own way, Chelsea, and they're all going to be relegated this season anyway. So it don't matter. We ain't got to worry about trying to finish third. We're going to worry about winning the league now.
See how Ken said Loftus-Cheek is lazy. He wouldn't be lazy under Moyes. That's why I'd like to sign somebody like Loftus-Cheek. Yeah, he could be lazy, but he wouldn't be lazy under Moyes. Like
he seems like a player who's bossed Rice. He bosses him any time he comes up against someone like Rice.
Yeah,
he's able to handle him.
I was about to say the same thing. I was about to say exactly the same thing. I've never seen Declan Rice be bullied in a game as much as he was against Fulham. He was absolutely manhandled by Loftus-Cheek, and I mean he was treated. He was treated on how to do the dirty side of the game by Loftus-Cheek, and I don't mean the fouls and everything else. I'm talking about the hard graft and the difficult, throwing the tackles around. I'd take Loftus-Cheek at the drop of a hat. I really would.
At the drop of a dime, absolutely. Duke.
I think he's fantastic. You look at the players that Chelsea have obviously let go over the years and have gone on to bigger and greater things. Ian Robin, he left Chelsea, and for me, he left Chelsea and went on to become a significantly better player than what he was at Chelsea.
Did he ever?
Mo Salah, look at Mo Salah. He left Chelsea and look at what he's become, a diving cheating bastard, but good at it. You look at who's the guy that went to Juventus, the wing back. Andy, any ideas? What's his name?
Lukaku, De Bruyne.
Yeah, you got both of them. What's his name? The left, right wing back at Juventus.
Dani Alves.
Dark fella. No. Dark fella.
Dani Alves.
Cuadrado.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But there's one that they let go that I believe he was a winger. And he's gone to, I believe it's to Dortmund.
Yeah, Hazard's brother.
And he's the Torgan Hazard. Yeah. My God. I'll tell you what. I tell you now, if Dortmund weren't going to demand the world and its grandma for him, he'd be the one I'd love to see at West Ham. He'd be the one I'd love. And he'd fit, because I'm telling you now, he can play as a lone striker with three men supporting him from wide left, wide right, and in behind. He'd be amazing. I'm telling you now. But he's going to be out of our league. The cost of that would be too much. But I think he's outstanding.
He's good. Very good.
But going back to what Kieran said, the 40-odd loan players. You know what? Then it's down to Chelsea to let them go. If they can go and demand to be let out of their contract, then so be it. Chelsea won't be in a place to be able to stop it. Their fees and everything else, they won't be in a position to stop it. Gatesy. Oh.
Can you see it?
Yep.
That's
What's that?
From Manchester City Football Club.
What happened?
It reads as follows. Club statement. Manchester City Football Club can confirm that it has formally enacted the procedures to withdraw from the group developing plans for a European Super League. That was at 9:23 p.m.
Should have never gone into it. People are going on saying Chelsea and Man City never wanted to join it originally. No one had a gun to their head to sign the paper.
No.
Absolutely.
Say no.
Yeah,
like I seen someone say what they were forced into signing it because they would if they didn't sign it, they would have been stuck in a league where their only challengers were the likes of sort of West Ham, Leicester, and Everton. But they signed that
Oh,
thinking
no!
they signed that thinking no, but they did sign it thinking they'd be in the Premier League still. That's the thing. They didn't sign it thinking, okay, the rest of them are going off by themselves. They signed it thinking they'd be still in the Premier League, the same as normal, just with a money advantage. Feck them. Who cares if they're putting out withdrawing?
No, listen,
Come out in general.
I will take my hat off to these clubs, kind of bowing to pressure, internal and external. I will take my hat off to them that they're listening. For me, that's the key thing here, is that they're listening. They're listening to the fans. They're listening to the players. They're listening to the people below the boardroom, if you will, and they're bringing it in. Gatesy, Andy, thank you, buddy.
Take care, guys. See you later. Yeah.
Here's Miles.
Peace out, Andy.
Bud.
Big up, Mousy.
See you Thursday for the Hammer
Look
Time
forward to
battle.
it.
See you later. Bye.
Work on
Take
your
care. Big
freestyle,
man, take it
dog.
easy.
Work on your blood clot freestyles, dog. I gave you some tips today, man.
Laters.
Oh,
They
one
should
leads
have
and
talked
one
to the
joins,
fans
Casey. Casey,
Oh,
one leads and
hello.
one
Look
joins.
who's turned
Hello.
up. Look who's turned
I
up.
tell you what,
Yes!
Royalty.
My G, Rusty be in the place to be. How we rocking on this MIC like 1, 2, 3? What is going on, brethren?
Yes, boys. How we doing?
Oh, my G, I always get a smile on my
the
face and
joys.
like I get fuzzy in my tummy when I see Rusty B, dog. Straight up.
hang
Oh,
on,
my
bring it up here.
days.
We can take over. Go on, Pete.
No, I just get all fuzzy in my tummy when I see Rusty. Yo, that's a rhyme. I get fuzzy in my tummy when I see Rusty.
Not the first and you're not the
Yo.
last, Peach. You're not the first and you're not the last, my friend.
Good evening, Russ. How are you?
Hello, gentlemen. I'm very well. How are we? Everyone well?
Yeah,
Survivor.
Brand new that you're on, dog. Brand new that you're on, dog. What are you saying?
Well, I've just finished my interview. We interviewed Wally.
Yeah. Oh,
so-
Wally World. What a
Lovely.
man. What a
Wally
man.
World.
What a man.
Lovely gent. So we just finished that, and I was like, "Oh, what's going on? Oh, look who's here!" I was like, "Full of eyes." I thought I'd pop on and say hello.
I was on Russ. I was on American Hammers on TV with Katie, and Wally came on. What a gentleman! He's a legend, man. He's a legend, straight up.
Really nice guy. Really nice guy.
Very
really
nice man. Very
Incredible,
nice man.
incredible story. You know how he sort of like became a West
Yes,
Ham
yes.
fan. You know, I won't spoil it because I want you to watch it tomorrow. But you know, it's really amazing. You know, go on, Pete. You were saying.
No. I'm agreeing with you. Like, no, he's a legend. What a man. Like,
Anyway, hello everybody else. It's not just the Russell people.
Pete's never stopped saying, Russ. That's the thing. He never
I know.
stops saying, and that's why we love him. He brings so much energy to
You just
everything he
sit back.
does.
You just sit back. All I'm saying, Peach, is I'm not being funny. You've got 1, 2, 3 ball people in the chat in the show. Duke's got a nice, very, very shaved. Yeah, that sounds me. Look.
I need to shave my head, dog. I need to
Yeah.
shave my
I'll tell you
head.
what,
to, like,
let's
be
get
I
him-
won't be shaving mine. I will not be shaving my head.
I gotta shave
Shaving
my head to
mine.
be in the crew, dog. I gotta shave, like, that's the initiation. I gotta shave my head to be in like the official blood clot crew, dog. Straight up, I'll run it. I ain't even playing.
Indeed.
That I will look forward to see. So, Russ, we had an early discussion about punishment for the so-called
Yeah.
scum sticks. Give us your thoughts, buddy, on punishment. You know, there has to be some sort of
There has to be some. Yeah.
to come, doesn't there?
There has to be some sort of reprimand. You know, I mean, it's. I mean, to be honest, they have won. You know, everyone's like, they've got fan power, But you know, I said from the beginning, this would never happen. This is a power play. By the 12, but obviously because actually, you know, the new format for the Champions League went through on that Monday, didn't it? Which included potential spots for people who haven't qualified, elite clubs, which is sort of like what the Super League is really already. Plus, they got increased money to compete with the Super League. So they're going to go potentially back into the Champions League and have more money. So it's a band-aid in terms of
They should be
in terms of
banned
icing.
from the
It's
Champions League, Russ.
So
They
what
should
would,
They should be banned.
They
what
should
would your
be.
punishment be then, Russ? Like,
Well,
obviously,
it has to
we've
be.
banded around ideas of, bans from European competitions for X amount of years, points deduction that starts next
Points
season,
deduction, big time.
this season. There was rumours of their season's results this season being expunged and cancelled out for this season. We've spoken about transfer embargoes, which would include players in and players out, including loan deals. Huge fines. I mean, listen, this is unprecedented, isn't it? And kind of the repercussions are going to be huge.
Yeah.
It is. It is good. The repercussions are going to be huge, and for me, it's. I mean, obviously they came out and obviously the big 14 rather today, so to speak, the Premier League 14, the remaining ones, they came out and obviously put together the statement that they were wholly against it and stuff like that, and obviously potentially any punishment is being backed by Bojo. So Boris has come out and said that as well, which again is unprecedented, that that he's got involved at that type of level at that type of time, but there has to be some sort of slap on the wrist, because it's almost like they've tried it, they've been sneaky and tried to get in and tried, for their own benefit and stuff. And, in the last 48 hours, football's turned on its head and it's turned back again, I mean, points deduction, possibly. I mean, I think where it will hurt is European qualification, not because the points deduction for Arsenal means fuck all really, because they're not going to be, they're not going to get into top six.
They get relegated. They get relegated.
It's a big enough points total, Russ.
Yeah,
I love that.
They won't, but they won't do that. They won't do that.
Well, I don't know if it's official, but I see the minimum is 25.
Yeah,
the minimum points deduction for breaking that law is 25 points, and that puts them on in the relegation zone behind West Brom and Fulham.
Really, Gaza? I didn't know that.
I mean, that is true. That is true. It won't happen though. They'll bottle it. They will. No. I think they will.
That's my concern, Russ. That's my concern, is they will bottle it.
Although it seems that we're that the Premier League we've won and we haven't, because they still hold the power, because
of course they do.
Because as a YouTube, if you did I mean, I don't do any pre-matches, but if you do a pre-match preview of Man United when we play Man United or Liverpool, you're going to get more views than if you do a preview against Burnley. You just start.
You see that on Hammers Chat as well. You see the lives when they're doing the big matches. There could be 1,500 to 2,000 people in it.
And that's the same as Sky, and it's the same as BT, and same as Amazon and stuff like that. So they're gonna, as much as we don't need them, we sort of do really, if you want to keep that level of investment in the clubs. And it might just mean, okay, well, everyone's a bit more wary of them now. But
do we get that investment though, Russ? That's the thing. Does the money that comes in go to them? So if they're gone,
if they
does it
perform,
make much of a difference to us?
But if they perform, it does, doesn't it? It's where you get everyone gets a proportion of the TV money based on the games being sent. So naturally, Man United will get more, and Liverpool, because they bring in the audiences. They just do.
Yeah.
But obviously, how well you perform. So obviously, we'll get considerable more money at the end of the season than Arsenal, because we'll be finishing in a higher position than them. It's 2 million a place, isn't it, or something like that? Which it seems pocket change, but for a club like West Ham, it's not. And someone like you look at someone like Man City. I was watching Graham Souness on soccer it's Tuesday night football, isn't it, today? And he made a good point. But he was talking about City and Chelsea, and he thought they were almost dragged into it, because Abramovich really isn't going anywhere. He's been there 18 years now, that type of thing. Whereas the Mansours and stuff like that, they they're promoting Abu Dhabi in terms of their press. They're not going to leave because it's a marketing tool having Man City and stuff like that. Whereas all the others, the Man Uniteds, Liverpools, Arsenals, they saw it as a quick buck. This whole Super League thing, get it in, secure the investment, 2 or 3 years, flip the club. They've doubled their money. They've done their dough and off they go. So it wasn't surprising that Man United, that Man City, and Chelsea were the two that were going to be dropping out first, so to speak. But yeah, it's funny. I just find it hilarious how all the best clubs in the world, 48 hours, and it's just crumbling in front of them. And
best clubs in the world.
I know. The biggest, exactly. The biggest fan bases in the world.
Again, but we weren't invited, so
we weren't.
That being said,
we didn't make the cut. We didn't make the cut.
Yeah, but I mean, Spurs have got a huge, obviously Asian fan base because of Son, and that's key to that market.
That's where
so it wasn't surprising that Tottenham were going to be in that area to be a tour because of that exact reason, and because of the fact that when they built the stadium, they built it with the facility for NFL. And again, it's all tied into the American sports and networks and stuff like that. It's, it wasn't someone came up with the idea, on Saturday. This has been for months and months and months and months.
Oh, big time. Huge,
so,
big time.
It's that's why there needs to be ramifications.
Gatesy,
Alex Naismith.
Can you grab a screenshot of that, Gatesy, if you would?
Yep.
Up two down is this put up. Yeah. And can someone explain this to me? Because this I have no idea. So, does anyone know on this one the 50 plus one rule?
Yes. So all German clubs are owned by 51% of the fan, isn't it?
Yeah.
51%.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, is that what it is? Okay.
The thing I don't understand is where's the money come from? What does it mean by 51% owned? Do fans actually have to put in their money for it? How does it work?
I don't know how it works, but I know the way the German league is set up is slightly different in terms of most of our money comes from TV. I believe German.
There's very cheap.
Yeah, German. I think it's more from sort of the match day gates and things like that. I believe
the gates are very cheap. You get a ticket in Germany for the equivalent of £15-20. I think it is.
I'm just trying to look.
They've made it very reasonable.
They have some of the lowest ticket prices in all of Europe, don't they?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the because in Deloitte, I'm just looking at Deloitte now because they tend to split it out in terms of revenue shares, and I know the UK, the Premier League was really heavily based on TV rights, and I think Germany was more sort of 30 between sort of rights, sponsorship, and match day in terms of how it was spread out. It was a lot more. So yeah, that's how they tend to make their money. It's.
Come on, Barney, where are you?
Hey, Barney! Sorry, guys.
Pete, I apologize. I'd just like to point out, I'm not sure whether you know who he is, but I've received a text message telling me that you look a little bit like he's gone. Fuck it, I won't say it. Saying that he looks a bit like Timmy Mallet.
He does look a bit
with
like
the glasses. He looks a bit like Timmy Mallet. He's got going on.
How's a pub do? How's a pub do, man?
Oh, mate, it's been manic.
Really?
Total bedlam. The boys here turned up Saturday, so they got a first hand show of really what it was. It was very, very busy. I've actually managed to put in the first 7 days of the pub being open. So from when I started work on Monday morning, probably about 6:30, because my anxiety and trepidation and excitement and everything else got the better of me. I couldn't sleep, so I actually started work about 6:30. So from 6:30 on Monday morning to roughly until midnight on Sunday, once I'd finished and stopped walking and everything else, it worked out that I'd done 170 miles across the course of the week in steps. It was, I actually, myself and my team, we actually, between together, each of us, actually managed to complete over 27 miles on Saturday alone.
You lost all your hair as well.
Yeah, it fell out. We welcome the
That's a
news that some
statement.
of the clubs have decided to abandon the plans for a European Super League, which threaten the whole football pyramid. English football has a proud history based on the opportunity for all clubs, and the game has been unanimous in its disapproval of a closed league. It was a proposition that, by design, could have divided our game, but instead it has unified us all. Page 2, Gatesy. We would like to thank the fans in particular for their influential and unequivocal voice during this time, holding true the guiding principles of football. It is a powerful reminder that the game is and always will be for the fans. We would also like to thank the Prime Minister, Secretary of State, and the Sports Minister for their unwavering and critical support against these plans. But crucially, from reading that, there is absolutely bugger all there condemning.
Yeah, it's just saying.
And the key
absolutely
word is
nothing there that condemns those teams that decided to try and splinter off and go their own way, which for me is kind of damning indictment that the Premier League are still, and the FA are still kind of beholden to these clubs with regards to their allure and their draw for overseas and you know, the drive of the eyes on the Premier League, and for me, it just.
I was about to say that the key word also is it said some of the clubs.
Not all of the clubs.
Not all of the clubs.
Well,
some
you've
of
still
the clubs.
got Arsenal.
Spurs can't afford to get out.
Yeah,
can't afford the lawyer.
Exactly.
Good eye, Rusty. Good eye.
Arsenal have not come out yet and said otherwise. Spurs have not come out.
Spurs are staying in it so they can honorarily get the title or something.
Yeah,
The fact that Woodward at Manchester United has stepped down, I think is quite there's something behind that. For me,
that's a telling story. That's a telling story right there.
I think years of ridicule from fans would have been enough, but no, it took him doing it himself.
Apparently, he was going to leave in the summer anyway, so that was the plan.
Oh,
so,
because he doesn't endorse leaving the Premier League. I mean, he's been there for quite a time, hasn't he? I agree with Mark. And up two down. Mark says it's weak as water. That statement and there's more. And then up two down says they're welcoming them back with open arms. That's that's the way it seems to me. More statement. We note FIFA confirmed earlier this year that they and the 6 confederations would not recognise any such competition. And as such, any player involved would not be permitted to participate in any official competition which falls within the auspices of. And you know what? We said this, Casey, last night, didn't we? We did bring this up. Is there another page there? Page 4, Gatesy? The FA will continue to work with UEFA, FIFA, and the Premier League to seek to ensure that nothing is approved that has the potential to damage English football. We will work with the fans, Premier League, EFL, PFA, LMA, as well as the other stakeholders at home and abroad to defend the integrity and the future prospects of the English game and in the best interest of
They've already
English
done
football.
potential damage to English football.
Thank you.
You know
what is it that they've done? That's a bullshit sort of blah blah blah. There's no information in that a standard lad with 10 followers on Twitter.
I go back to that one.
Would say that. Yeah, it's as weak as
water.
water.
That one. You know what? It really
they
is.
need to be dealt with. The hammer needs to go down on them. They need to be dealt with.
Weak as water statement. Word up.
It's worrying.
Yeah, the hammer does need to go down on them. The FA are pricks. Like, you don't see what they did to Brian Clough, dog. Like, the FA are they're uppity, man. There's
no condemnation.
They need to affect them
out.
There's
no condemnation of the 6 clubs in that statement.
Exactly.
There's nothing.
They need to tell them to feck off, or else they need to really punish them. They need to put massive fines. They need to put embargoes on them. They need to bloody deduct points. Or, like, what's the whole thing with suspending them from the league? But that just puts everything on halt, because you can't just say you can't suspend them from the league without just. You may as well just up front relegate them. But where do you relegate them to without shipping other clubs down a division? Unless you
And
put them
without
in.
you say relegating them without shipping other clubs out of their leagues as well, but without necessarily crapping on the other teams in that league, because you can put them.
Third or
Listen, you can put
second,
them
guys.
you can put them in the Championship or League One, and they're going to run away with that.
Yeah.
And listen, don't get me wrong. They go to Lincoln on a Thursday night or a Wednesday night, and the Lincoln Stadium's going to be packed, and the revenue's going to be great for Lincoln if Rashford turns up, because obviously if they have an embargo, they can't sell no one. And it'll be great for these clubs to come up. But what's the score going to be? Rashford's going to run riot, and he's going to score at least 12. It's going to ruin the confidence of any of these players, these clubs anyway. Even if you put them in the Championship. No disrespect to these clubs in the Championship, but these guys, Gatesy, is that you messing around with Russ? What's going on here?
Sorry,
back.
it was me. I misclicked. I do apologise.
Russ, I do apologise for my.
Sorry, Russ.
What's this shamble?
Listen, that I agree on.
0-0. Great result.
We are a shambles, but we are fun with it. It's all right.
Did y'all hear about how Rashford?
It's all about the character, Duke. It's all about the character. It doesn't have to be that flashy.
Gaza, did you hear about how Rashford walked out of training today, like to do with the malarkey about like all this super?
I seen it on Twitter. Yeah, I seen a few things.
He's a top boy, man. He's a top boy, man.
He's a legend, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just enjoy this one quickly. It's true. It's true. I'm guessing that's not the current table after the result.
No, we've got they draw 0-0, so they gone above us.
So that's still good because it's only goal difference.
They were shocking. They were shocking. Apparently, and it's. I remember being funny. The last two teams, obviously Leeds rattled Liverpool yesterday, and Brighton have rattled Chelsea, and it doesn't matter what people say. He's making a huge.
Not too super, is it?
No, it's not too super. It's not too super. So, I mean, I congratulate Pete on pole for the 1-1 draw with Fulham to qualify for the Super League, but yeah, I mean, it's look.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's a good boy, Pete. But it's one of those things where we'll see what happens now in the next 24 hours now, because it's who else is gonna pull out, although Man City are technically the only ones who have pulled out officially. Chelsea haven't actually. They're preparing documents, weren't they? So they haven't officially. So it's only still Man City at the moment. So
it's not as easy as just saying we're out. That's the thing.
It's not.
23-year contract.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unless you've got the money to back it up to get out that contract, and no doubt that contract will be watertight because it's done by JP Morgan and stuff like that. So
exactly,
it's going to be. It's
Mr.
going to
Levy and Lewis won't be too happy.
No, not at all. Not at all. So there will be ramifications for them as well in terms of breach of contracts and stuff like that. So
I'll tell you what. After our result against Newcastle, that don't look so bad now, boys, does it? Let's be honest.
No,
really
not at all.
look so bad.
No, results went our way, dude.
The fact that we've got to play them Muppets this weekend, which the fact that they could have been, an extra 2 points clear, and the fact that he is only goal difference, the fact that both teams drew and dropped points, that's huge. That's huge right there for us.
Dude, you know what I'd love to see, man? Like, and to everybody, to Russ, to Gatesy, to Kaza, and to Duke, I'd love to see Ben Rama get off the mark, man. Like, he's due. Like, he's not getting he's not getting his match time like how he should be. But I'd love to see him get off the mark. Like, Bowen's starting to get off the mark, which is magic. I'd love to see Ben Rama get off the mark, if not one with two, man. Honestly.
Listen, Pete, I just think for whatever reason, and again, we can go back to, we mentioned it earlier, for whatever reason, he's not.
I know.
There's something happening on the training ground.
I know.
There has been no opportunity for him to score. He hasn't been in a clear-cut opportunity where you go, oh, look at all these times Ben Rama's made a ball.
He's had more opportunities of clear cuts in the last 3 or 4 games. He's had two two efforts where he's been standing roughly 9 yards, 10 yards away from goal, and it's actually harder to pass the ball, and he still chooses to pass the ball across goal to try and say, because he's shit scared of taking a shot, which, we don't know what he's like at shooting. I'd like to see him shoot, and then I'll make a decision on
Take
whether
a
it's
crack at
pass
it.
or not. But, yeah, you know what? Just swing the foot. Swing the foot. It doesn't matter. Listen, Russ, we were discussing attacking options next season as well towards the end. Dennis here, we'll get your opinion on this. Each of the guys that were in had, we were talking about the attacking four. So, left, right, centre, attacking midfield, and then the striker option. And everyone threw three options at me. So I'm going to give you your chance now, not including Jesse, to throw three at me.
Oh,
come on, Rusty.
Because I would have put Jesse. So is this current squad or people to bring in?
People to bring in.
People to bring in.
Options.
People to realistic options. And I haven't heard anyone else, so realistic options. I think Tammy Abrahams.
Yes, let's go.
He's the one. And I think he is. He's a very obviously, I've spoken to Villa fans about him as well. He's a very frustrating player for them. He does let a lot in. He does miss a lot, rather. But I could see him playing really well, and I could, and for me, I just think he's the type of player who, we like getting people who've got something to prove, like we did with Jesse. And he does, because he has all the attributes to be a top boy. And I like him, and I think you wouldn't be paying the world for him as well. I think every striker now is going to be on notice, because there's several clubs now who need a new striker. Man City need a new striker next season, obviously with Aguero going potentially, and various others. So the price of strikers is going to be elevated in the summer, no doubt about it. So for me,
so Russ, let me ask you: you'd rather bring Tammy Abraham in than Aguero?
We wouldn't get Aguero.
That's not realistic.
Why not? Why
FIFA.
not? He's on a free.
Yeah, but he's on a free, but he'll still want to at least.
He signed a deal with Barca, I heard.
Yeah, he's probably going to go Barca with Messi, isn't he?
Yeah,
so, no, but I wouldn't. Obviously, you'd love it, but even like Aguero, he's not even playing in the Man City team at the moment. There's obviously something going on there.
He wouldn't do our play style either.
No, so and where I think someone like Tammy would do. He can hold it up, but he's got a bit of pace about him. If you look at our system, the way Moyes likes to play, the best player who's played in that position is Marko Arnautovic. He was the perfect foil for the Moyes formation. Do you know what I mean? He had skill, he had pace, and he could hold it up if he wanted to as well.
He had a work rate as well. He was always pressing.
He always would press, and I think you need someone who can do that. And Tony hasn't got the legs. We know he hasn't got the legs, so you got to look around. And I know El Nasri from Villa, from Seville is someone they're looking at. He could be, but he hasn't got the physical presence, in my opinion. I think Tammy Abrahams has, and him or Ivan Toney, but Brentford aren't going to sell Ivan Toney because they're going to get promoted. So so it's not going to. So for me, Tammy Abrahams, I think is a good shout, because I think Thomas Tuchel's going to bring in his own players as well. He's going to be service requirements. You'll pick him up for a reasonable sum as well. So that's my shout. And it'll be him.
Go on.
No, carry on, man. Carry on. I'll go for wee in a minute, so I'll go in a minute. So yeah. Carry on.
So James Fever has thrown a little bone out there for me to go and chew on, which I'm going to, and it's that one. So it was brought up earlier in the show by Andy, and it was a conversation myself and Andy Miles had a few weeks ago, which was part of the creation of this show that we're having tonight. But it's also gained traction with regards to Brentford fans on Twitter and social media. If Brentford don't come up. A few weeks ago, Andy Miles suggested that if we need the money to go out and buy Jesse Lingard, and we still need a striker, and Brentford want 25 plus for Ivan Toney, considering that Saeed Benrahma isn't getting into our squad, into our match day squad or starting lineup, and the fact that Brentford still hold him in such high regard, that a swap deal could be on the cards for Saeed Benrahma going back to Brentford, possibly with Winston Reid, and
I didn't know that.
Ivan Toney in return. Now, there seems to be a lot of love at Brentford for Benrahma, and it seems to have gained a little bit of traction within the supporters of both sets of teams that Ivan Toney will come to us if Benrahma goes the other way.
It's a shout. It's a shout. You know, I think what we're going to have this week is we're going to this summer, in this transfer window, you're going to have some very unusual deals. You're going to have a lot of swap deals, loan deals, because everyone's going to have fuck all money. So it might be 2 for 1 or stuff. You know, it might be Winston Reid and Benrahma for Toney. I don't think it's a bad job. I don't think it's a bad deal, to be honest. You know, so but it's going to be a lot of creative buying and selling. And you know, I hope Brentford do go up because they're a great football team, and I think they do really well. It'd be really good to have them in there. And as you said, Benrahma doesn't tend to fit into the squad at the moment, so we'll see what happens, man. But I think it's a great shout. Great shout. Right, I've got to go, guys. So I need to go for a wee.
No worries.
I was only popping on.
Russ, thank you. No, much
Thanks for coming, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Take care.
Russ.
Peace out, Russ. Rusty being the place to
Before
be.
you go,
Before you
go,
Gates.
could you do us a favour if you get an opportunity?
Yep.
I don't know if you're aware, but we are trying to get to 300 subs.
Yeah.
And there's a certain someone that's come up with an idea that's not sitting 2 levels above me as we are on this screen, that I've got to dress up as a hippo if we get to 300 subscribers. Last I looked, we were up to 240, so we need another 60. If when you're next doing your stream, you could see your way clear to maybe giving a few of your guys a nudge,
Definitely.
I probably shouldn't say I'd appreciate it, because it's me that's going to be humiliated, but
I'll bring the members out. I'll bring all the members out for us, Gatesy. Get the members all to join for.
Yeah, get all the members.
What I will say, Russ, is the gentleman above you on my screen, I don't know whether he's on yours, we're going to say good evening to Barney. Good evening, Barney.
Good evening, sir.
Barney.
That's Daddy Peach above you, Russ. And I'm telling you now, Russ, have you met Daddy Peach?
No, I haven't met Daddy Peach. I've met Mum.
Daddy Peach has been living in Canada for 50 years and still has the strongest Cockney accent.
No, it's
so
cool.
I'm telling you now, the guy doesn't sound like he lives in Canada. He sounds like he lives down the road from me. I ain't going to lie to you. How you doing, Barney? You good?
No, not bad. Not bad. They're just watching the TV here. They've got that guy that done... what's his name? George Floyd. He got found guilty.
Oh,
he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, all 3 charges.
Good.
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant.
But we're not trying to be political. Let's not do that, because Christ almighty, I'll be here.
What's that?
I said if we go down, Daddy Peach, if we go down that road, I don't think I'll have a channel to come back to. Let's not. Let's stay away from that one. Christ almighty, let's stay away from that one. Yeah. How you been, big man? Anyway, you good?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. It looks like this super team power is disintegrating, eh?
They've disappeared up
quicker
their
than
own
the
arse.
Death Star in Star Wars.
It's disintegrating, though.
Yeah.
So it should. They forgot all about the fans in this.
Yeah. No morals.
That's what it's all about.
It's the fans that give them the money. It's the fans that's made them the money.
Exactly.
And then they're doing something without the fans. That's bullshit. You know, absolute.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. They think they're bigger than the game itself.
We got to get you on. We got to get you more often.
Yeah. All you got to do is
Russ, Russ, there's
Yeah.
a My Hammers 11 next door to you. There was a
Yeah.
My Hammers 11 in the making, sir.
Oh,
That's one I want to see.
that's the one.
That would be dope. That would be dope.
That's the one. That's the one.
Never mind.
Let's get this
Never mind
sorted.
about getting DiCanio on.
Yeah,
I don't wanna be
yeah,
next to
yeah,
him, though.
yeah. Fuck the Canio. We want Barney. That's what
Yeah.
we want.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
good.
put me next to. Don't put me next to Peach though. Jesus.
You won't get a word in edgeways, Barney. You won't get a word in edgeways. How'd you get a word in edgeways to that boy? Seriously.
Hey,
Honestly.
listen, I'll leave you. Take care, you guys.
Go on, Barn. Take care, man. Thank
Stay
you.
all the
safe,
best,
Barney.
mate.
Look after yourself, mate.
All the best.
Cheers,
Be
buddy.
good.
Thank you for coming
Stay
back.
safe.
Try and be good.
Oh,
And if we
not
can't be
with your
good, we'll
boy
be
on the
careful.
stream, will they?
Brilliant. Right, I'm going. See you
Oh.
later, guys. Speak to you soon.
Yeah, well,
Take
Take
care,
care,
guys.
Russ.
Love
thank
you,
you,
Thanks,
Russ.
Russ.
mate.
Love
Thank
you,
you,
Russ.
sir.
Love you. Bye.
Peach, your dad is amazing. I love him.
He's a
Absolutely.
legend.
Honestly.
Absolute, like, top man, legend, 100 million% things, dog. That's my idol, man. That is my idol right there, dog.
Can I ask a question, Peach?
Yes.
Am I right in saying that we're the only stream that he's appeared on thus far?
Yep. Yep. Only
Honest.
one.
This is where you come,
Honest.
ladies and gentlemen. Forge from Iron, we've got all the big guests. Tell your friends. Bring
We've
their
got all the Barney content you want here.
That's it.
That
This is where you can
man
find
right
Barney.
there. That man right there used to, like, Terry Venables used to pick him up to drive to work. Like, that man right there put England's striker in goal playing five-a-side football on a Sunday day. Like, real things. He had stories to tell like you never heard. Real talk.
I'll bet. I'll bet, mate.
Gatesy, Todd Russ's
Really?
channel. We got to get him on ours for an interview.
Yeah, yeah, I think we do. Maybe get him on for.
He loves y'all,
we'll
man.
think
He
of something.
loves y'all. I show him
we'll think
all
of
of
something to get him
all
on
of what
for.
you do, man. I show him all of what you do, what Russ does, Hammer
Oh,
shot, everything, man. He
That's
loves
the
y'all,
one,
man.
Gatesy. I've just seen that comment. That's the one. That's
What's
the
that?
one. I tell you what, we need to get two people on. That man there and the
Yes.
man above him in the chat.
Yes. Go on, Cheesy, my G. How do you mean?
I tell you what, if we
My
get
G,
Fo
man.
and Kent on, that's it.
Done.
Mark's going to join us, Gatesy, on Thursday, hopefully. No, Fo, you can't backtrack now, son. That's
No,
right.
you cannot
You're gonna lose
backtrack.
your
man.
position after
You
all this.
cannot backtrack,
Oh,
dog.
here we go. He's backing out. What are you, Man City
No,
or
you
Chelsea?
can't do
Can't
that,
work out.
dog. No, only joking.
You showed
No,
intent.
you can't
You
do
showed
that.
intent. You will be banned from the channel. You showed intent to join. You will be banned from the channel.
Fuck it, Casa. Fuck it.
Yo, Fo, with that verbal acknowledgement or that written acknowledgement, you're coming on next week. You signed a 23-year contract.
Yeah, there you go.
Just saying. It's gonna cost you 100 million to back out, son.
There you go. Make up your mind, Cheesy. Make up your mind, my dog.
Oh, this has been brilliant. Honestly, I cannot tell you how much I love doing live shows on this channel.
Isn't it
We
good?
don't know
Like, we
what's
got
gonna happen.
Russ. Like, Russ is such a man, like, straight up. I love that guy, man. Like, he is such a beautiful person. Like, straight up, man. That man is, he's live, man. Straight up.
Listen.
Like, you're live, dude. You're live, Gatesy. Kaza, you're my fucking G. Like, straight up. Like, 100 miles and running. I love all of y'all. It's like we got the best like supporters and family in the world, man. I don't business. We are massive. So big up Milesy. We are massive.
Can I just pick up on this comment?
What's that?
Can I just pick up on this comment? And this is aimed to anyone that's in the live chat, that because I'm acutely aware that there are some people that are nervous about showing their face. But as you'll notice, we've got someone above me that's got his camera off. So if any of you guys are nervous about
Just
coming
turn your
on stream,
camera
and I
off.
completely understand that, just turn your camera off. It's not a problem.
And Kent is
Yeah,
such
absolutely.
is such a
If that's the
legend.
thing that
Kent is such a legend. The knowledge that
Ken
that
just
man
doesn't want to
has.
hear. He doesn't want us to hear his voice because we'll all know he's X. Then that's the thing.
Imagine.
Look, listen. If you want to get a
X
tin
my
bucket,
days.
if anyone wants to get like a sort of like a tin bucket and talk into it to distort their voice,
That's what I'm saying.
That's fine. Whatever.
I've been doing it for years, sure.
Yeah.
I have to say,
as I say,
since
if
we
anyone-
I think I said, go on, Gatesy. No, go on, finish.
No. I was just going to say, so if anybody's sort of like on the live chat and you're sort of sitting there thinking, I'd like to get involved, but I'm a bit nervous, I'm a bit shy, which is, we completely understand. So if it makes it easier for you guys to say, do what Capple's doing, do what West Ham
It gets a lot easier.
does.
You do the one show and then you're sort of like, oh, that was fun. You're a lot more quiet. Like I joined probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I've been on most shows since. And sometimes I can't stop.
You're a legend, man. You're a legend.
It's making that first step, isn't it, Cal?
Oh yeah, once you just press feck it, I'll join that StreamYard, and then you get so much more confidence for doing it, and you make friends off it as well.
I'm doing a tune called "Fuck It," like by how you say it properly. Like I'm gonna get you to say it, and I'm gonna sample that and put it in the tune, dog. I ain't even playing.
I'll send it to you on WhatsApp, Peach. I'll send it to you on WhatsApp.
The tune's gonna be called "Fuck It," straight up, Yo, this is super.
You send that to me, Peach, on my WhatsApp.
Fuck it. Yo, man, mother united. Fuck it. Like, straight up, man.
Listen, when I started this with Gatesy a few months ago now, I certainly did not. It does. I didn't feel comfortable sitting. At the time, I was using the phone, or I'd have me YouTube, me Mac camera. And I sat there very uncomfortable.
But you come across so comfortable, Duke. You come across so comfortable.
It was a weird sensation. You know what, Peach? And that's it. It was a weird sensation. Because I'm talking to a screen. I'm talking to a camera.
No, but now we're talking to friends. That's what makes us all comfortable now. We're all talking to friends. It's not like talking to a screen. I'm talking
sort of
to
analyzing before you say something. Now you're like, I don't care who's watching. We're a bunch of lads having a crack.
I'm talking to you guys. I ain't talking to like the people watching. I'm talking to my people, man. I'm talking to my brethren, my friends, my people, man, my family.
You see that, boys?
Well, I mean that though, dog. Like real things.
First lifting the cup after all 11 of the clubs pull out.
Mm-hmm. Hey, yo, dude, guess what? Hey, dude, guess what?
Yeah,
Big up Logan. Big up Logan.
I'll tell you what, I'll show him this in the morning, Pete. He's in bed. He did ask if I was going to be talking to you today. And I told him probably.
He's the best, man. He's the best. He's the best, man. I love him, man. And Gatesy children, bang on. Proper, proper people. Gatesy's dog, Bubbles. Do you have a dog, Duke?
I don't. I have 2 cats, and they're just bastards. They don't do nothing. Honestly, they swan around this flat like they own the gaff. They swan around this club like they own the gaff. It's ridiculous, bastard thing.
I have a cat named Pete.
I have a cat. So they're my daughter's cats. We got them for her birthday a few years ago, and they're just fuckers. Like they're fuckers. Like I got up to go to the bathroom. To the bathroom. Look at me. I'm standing American. I got up and go to the toilet the other day. One of the bastards sitting in the sink, waiting for me to turn the tap on because he wants to drink out of the bar,
not the washroom, dog. You went to the bar, dog.
Are you really? And he's sitting there wanting me to turn the tap on for the water so he can drink it. He said that bastard. I'd rather a dog. At least a dog. I can wrestle with a dog. You get me a dog, a proper dog, like a boxer or a Rottweiler. You can fight with a dog. You can throw it around and
The
it
cat's
has
like
fun
Michael
with it.
Owen.
A cat just looks at me and goes,
Word out.
a cat looks at me and goes, fuck off,
Can you see
and
that
walks off,
tweet?
you know? Yes. No, listen,
Can you see that
it
tweet?
turned into a shambles on the 7th of February when we started this.
Mm-mm.
That's when it started, as
No,
a
the tweet.
shambles. It's just carried on.
He was
Oh,
jealous.
the tweet.
Can you see the tweet?
Yeah, you know what? I saw something similar to this the other day. It
Kent
came
is a
out.
legend. Kent is a legend.
Yesterday.
Blood clot legend.
And I think, yeah, you know what? He's comfortable at West Ham. He's happy. He's rejuvenated his career, Gatesy. There's no reason, and especially now, you know what? The big six have showed their colours. Sorry, the super six, the scum six. They've showed their colours. Right? Will Declan Rice now be interested in going to United based on the fact that they were ready to shit all over football and its fans? Would he be interested in going to United for what? Go fuck yourself.
I
I'm
don't
going to
think
stay
so.
where
Absolutely.
I'm
No
going to
chance.
stay where the club is for
Absolutely.
the fans.
Man of the people.
You know?
He is.
Oh,
He is
Ken,
one of the guys that
Ken,
he is.
Ken. Oh my God. Ken, I don't
I
think you
can see you
understand.
with the English Bull Terrier, Duke.
I'll tell you what, Ken knows me
What?
better than any of you because I want an English Bull Terrier for their noses, and I want to call it Bullseye. Ken's got it. Literally, I've wanted that dog. I've wanted that dog for 20 years. I've wanted an
What
English
was-
Bull Terrier called
They look
Bullseye
like-
for pure white,
The thing is,
pure white with a black eye.
they look like they've
Bullshit.
swallowed
Oh,
a fucking rugby ball.
shut up.
They look like they've swallowed
Hey,
a fucking rugby
Duke, what
They
was,
look
what
like
was,
they've got someone walking around topless. I'm just saying.
Duke, what was,
No,
what was,
That's
what
not
was
really setting the
John,
bar very high,
John,
is it? Let's be fair.
It's true.
Dookie, baby. What was John Wayne's first movie and what was his character's name? That's what you should name the dog.
His
Ooh.
first movie or his first famous movie?
No, first movie, first
Oh, fuck
character he
off.
ever played. That's
was
what you
about
should name the
16,
dog.
yeah, yourself.
Straight up.
That
He's
extra
about
called John in the
16.
background.
He actually had a dog, Kate. He actually had a dog in one of his movies. Shit, can't remember the name, but the dog was called Dog. That's what he called it. He
That's
called
it.
it
And
Dog.
you
I
know
was going
what?
to say, there was one where it was called Dog, wasn't it? I
Yeah,
remember
That's
that.
it. And that's what I always said. If you're gonna get a dog, name it Deefer. Straight up. If you're gonna get a
No,
dog,
I
name
always-
it Deeper. Why?
I
And,
was,
no,
I
let
was
me
a big
ask y'all.
fan.
Let me ask y'all. Why would you name it Deefer?
Steve for Dog.
Done. Done. That's
Very
it.
good.
Deefer. Deefer
Mic
dog.
drop from Pete.
Blood clot, man. How you mean, man? How do you mean, man? Deefer. Deefer dog. Done, no.
Peach, I love you. I do. I don't know what goes on from time to time, but I do love you. I know that much. You make me
Oh,
laugh.
hey,
You can tell the Super League's gone down anyway, the way we're
family,
acting.
man. We're all from the same family, man. Straight up, man.
Hold up.
I'm not
Oh
too
my
sure
God.
about the camera
What's
placement
Jimi Hendrix
going on
doing
here.
behind you?
Oh, but
No,
get
no.
that plunker
No.
off of the screen,
Have a look.
dog.
Have a look.
Yo,
Camera placement.
well, it's one of the
Needs to
Neville
get
sisters.
central.
Well, get off.
I have to say this from Luke is very controversial. Yeah.
He's a
They
wanker.
are knobheads. I can't say I love them, Luke. but
I
they are
agree.
very
I agree
knobheads.
with Luke. I'm a cat person, but that's because I've only ever had them.
Oh, fuck no. I'll
That's
tell
all
you
I've ever
what.
had.
They're fuckers. They're fuckers when I'm laying there trying to go
They're
through this.
bastards. They're bastards.
Guys. He did look like he was in his crack then. I'll tell you what, I've got to stop drinking
It
when
did
we're
a
live
bit.
on the street.
It was a
If we
bit
get to the
worrying.
end of it,
No,
we'll go,
you don't. No, you
Him for
don't. No,
420.
you don't. No, you don't.
He's enjoying his
man.
420 now.
I think you need to drink more. Makes it more
Yeah,
interesting.
I agree with
The only
Gatesy.
thing-
Straight
I'm
up.
driving
makes it
tomorrow, so I
easier.
can't.
It makes it easier as
Have
we
a
go on.
Gatesy lunch. Have a Gatesy lunch that could like feed the whole Philippines and drink more. Straight up.
Did he say the whole
I've
fallopian?
just found something else.
No, the whole Philippines, like a small island.
Oh!
Gatesy eats enough at lunch to like feed the whole island. Straight up, man. Like that man can
he
eat.
doesn't
That man
just eat
can
enough
eat.
to feed an island. He eats richly.
I know. Oh, I know. It's like some Monty
Guys,
Python Life of Brian
see
type
this
shit,
one?
man. I know. Oh, I know.
Oh, good old Ajax.
You see it?
Oh, that's superb. Yeah,
Good old
that's
Ajax.
brilliant.
Oh, Ron Burgundy. What a legend.
You know
Man.
what? But does anyone think that this might have been a means to an end for them?
What,
this was their
what was
ploy.
that?
I think it was a bargaining.
Yeah, this is a bargaining chip for them.
Hold on. Sheezy is the man of the people, dog. He's calling me the man of the people. Sheezy, piss off, put on some suntan cream. Yo, drink some like Heineken. Enjoy yourself. You're the man of the blood clot people, dog. How you mean, man? You need to come on here. If you don't want to show your face, do what Kaza does. Straight up. But like, yo, you need to come on and like put your 2 views across, man, because you got 2 views to put across, man. Straight up. Big up, my G. I got you, man. Straight up, man.
I have a text message from my daughter. Let's see if I can get it on there. Stop slandering my animals. She's heard me slagging off her cat.
Bastards.
Either that or she's watching.
And why not?
I love that.
I hate her.
And yeah, so this one I like.
What's that?
Take your time, Gatesy. What's this?
Yeah, man, sleeping on Ajax. Fuck off. Ajax turned to Ajax. No, because we got this like cleaner in Canada, and it's like it kills all bacteria, and it's called Ajax. I swear to God, there's a cleaner in Canada, and it's called Ajax, and it like cleans all like it's a disinfectant.
Yeah, we have that over here.
Like,
yeah, we have that here.
Ajax. There you go. Go grab some of Boots. Straight up.
Thanks, you ain't been gone that fucking long from England, mate. It's all right.
I can't wait to come back and see all of y'all, man. Straight up, man. Oh my days.
I don't think the UK is ready for you, Pete. I really don't. Honestly, I don't think the UK is ready for you.
No. The world ain't ready for all of us, man. The world ain't ready for all of us. Like what you guys are doing is magic. It's on a different level. It's on a different understanding of what like West Ham supporters feel, say, and do.
We'll just have to wait for the European tour next year, lads.
Oh, brethren, we're gonna meet up there, yeah? We're gonna meet up there, yeah, Kaza? We'll meet up there. Trust me.
Oh, yes.
And Fo Sheezy's gonna come too. Straight up, man. I don't give a fuck. I'll buy his plane ticket.
Matt Lucas has just absolutely gone to town.
He just had another. He had another one as well about them selling. Spurs will be selling DVDs about the ESL and all. He's been going in on
it. I'm just going through Twitter. I'm just finding all sorts of these.
It's this from Kieran. Kieran's made me laugh with this one.
Kieran,
did anyone
see
that?
Euro 2, man, all the way from Australia.
The official paint.
Kieran's a G,
paint
man.
of the N17 Cox. As they will now be referred to, the N17
He likes
Cox.
must be delighted with all the negative press bomb.
That was brilliant. Their Twitter feed was absolutely fantastic the other day.
Are all you guys on Twitter? I'm not on Twitter. Are you guys on
No,
Twitter?
you're on
Instagram
page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram football is not as. I'm not even on Instagram, and I know Instagram football is meant to be a bit of a disaster.
Like, I don't even go on Instagram, Kaza. I just check my messages, and mostly my messages are from like young Jake, and like that's it. Like I'll check my messages, check young Jake, Miss Katie from like whatchamacallit, the American Hammers, Duke, Gatesy, like all them, like, yo, man, like I just check my messages on Instagram. I don't go on it, but like, yeah, real things. But yo, you guys find Twitter like beneficial or no?
I actually listen.
Yeah, no.
I prefer Twitter because I actually I only follow West Ham fans. That's it. I'm very reluctant to follow anyone else. Don't get me
That's
wrong,
what I do if I went on it. Yeah.
Your feed still gets filled up with shit that people obviously retweet and stuff, and it is what it is. But
I heard there's like a lot
on
of
match
trolls
day-
and like mean people on Twitter, man. So it's like I don't want to go there. 'Cause I'm a
you
positive
get those
thinker.
They're everywhere,
to
though.
be fair.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, you get them everywhere. There's
honestly,
arseholes everywhere.
I am at one mean person on YouTube, like maybe the odd one or two, but out of like so many, maybe one or two. But I heard Twitter is just like a cesspool, man. That's why I've been a bit afraid to go on it.
Yeah, maybe. There's been a few times.
If you just stick to West Ham fans, you should be grand. There's obviously the few toxic ones, but you'll survive.
48 hours amongst the European greats.
Oh, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. I'm just going through Twitter and I'm just finding some.
You're loving
some
Twitter tonight, aren't you? Is that's Ryan Mason, isn't it? That's his head superimposed on the Pochettino, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
He's going to be screwed over. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I do.
How
Yeah,
do
he's
you
going to be out. Well, he's been dumped in peaks for the last 7 games of the season as manager. But let's be honest, no bastard's going to want to go there. I certainly wouldn't.
No.
If I was any manager, I am staying away from any of those scum six as have been nicknamed.
People were saying that. They were like, I think it might have been Ali McCoist or something was saying it. Who would want to join them? Like Rodgers or Bielsa are like the perfect for it, but why would they want to go there?
Yeah,
I guess you know what? I can't stand Bielsa. Like honestly, he has to talk English to his players. Why does he always have that like interpreter? Like when he does like I don't get that. He has to talk English to his players. Like
he can probably speak football to them from the sideline. He just can't express sort of post-match interviews.
Okay, agreed. Okay, I didn't know.
He's a very emotional man.
Come again?
Did you say they can't understand him and he needs an interpreter? Was you talking about Harry Kane?
Yeah, him too. Yeah, him too. With the dribble and the lift. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm actually better than Harry Kane because I can close my mouth.
No, Harry Kane is like a poor man's Michael Carrick, dog. That's how he talks, man.
Harry Kane is a poor man's Peter Beardsley because neither of them can close their mouth.
Who played in goal that one time? Oh my God. Harry Kane. It's weird, man. I never liked Harry Kane. And who's that? Oh, there he is again. And
see McGregor tweeted saying he's interested in buying Man United.
There you go.
Yeah,
he's going to fight Mayweather next. Watch.
To be fair, I listen.
Cheers,
see, here's the key for me. These guys, these owners of these six are going to be handed out these clubs now. If you think that what we've done to the fuckwits that are in charge of our club, what's about to happen for
their owners are faceless. That's the problem.
Else.
We like. I obviously I don't. But, like, there has to be West Ham fans who knows where Sullivan and Gold live. Like there's ways to bloody piss them off and get around their compounds and do all this. They're around. These lads are like. When was the last time Abramovich was in England? The last Chelsea match he went to was the Europa League final in Baku.
Yeah, I suppose. But listen, if they think, if we think they're hated, then I'm telling you now, they're going to be what's this? Amazon Prime.
Sorry about that.
Yes,
my
the Zone
internet
came out
went
as well.
all wobbly.
Amazon
My
and Zone
internet
said
went
they
all
wouldn't do it.
wobbly. Yo, Kazi, you know what was weird the other day, dog? I told you because I left you a WhatsApp message, and I left Gatesy and I left Duke and I think I left everybody that I know. But I left a WhatsApp message so we have provinces in Canada, and the whole province of Ontario, the network provider that I have for my mobile, it was cut off throughout all of Ontario, so I couldn't make calls, I couldn't use my data, switcher, radar. I couldn't use none of it. And then only if I was on Wi-Fi. It was mashed up, man. So I thought that was coming back, but it didn't. I'm back on. Word up.
Back to live.
Trust me, man. Trust me. Gatesy, you're the bomb.
That was
Duke,
an
you're the
experience
bomb.
there,
Yo,
Pete.
man.
That was an experience.
Appreciate it. You're not too bad yourself, bud.
Yo, fuck off. I'm shit. This show y'all are doing, man, I'm showing y'all, man.
No, you're
this
not.
is the business, man. And I said this on your WhatsApp and that, you got hip hop. You got Will Smith and MC Hammer. Great. Y'all know who those channels are. And then y'all got Redman, EPMD, and Big Daddy Kane. Y'all are the Redman, EPMD, and Big Daddy Kane, dog. Y'all are the underground, this is where you get to real shit, dog. Straight up, man. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Appreciate it, Peach. Really. Thank you.
Sorry, was there a compliment in there somewhere? I didn't have a fucking clue what was just being said. There was a lot of bullshit.
I know.
He said you're the Robert Mazzell of this.
Listen, I'm old.
You're like the Led Zeppelin. You're like you ain't the Beatles, dog. You're like the Led Zeppelin. You get what I'm saying? If that makes sense. You're like the Chuck Berry. You ain't like the I don't know who was popular at that time. I don't know. You fuck up. You're just like the Chuck Berrys. You're like the yo. Trust me, man. I ain't even playing, man.
So basically, you're saying we're going to take that to the boys' zone. Is that what you're saying, Pete?
Come again?
Take that all day long. Take that all day long.
Hey, hold up. I like boys' zone. You calm yourself down, son.
Look at that. I don't rewind that. Look at that. Look at that. I just seen that.
I can't believe I've just admitted live on air that I like boys' zone. That's all just
stick your blue flag up your arse. Flag up your arse.
There goes my credibility in the West End YouTube channels. I'm out.
I think you're done. I think you're done.
Big fan of the Ronan Keating solo albums as well, Duke.
Yeah,
I'm taking back. How you mean?
Don't knock the big road. Don't worry. Don't knock Mr. Keating. Listen, don't do it. I like Mr. Keating.
Yo, can I ask y'all one thing? Can I ask everybody? I want to ask everybody in the chat one thing.
Go on, then.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a mistake was it for the board, our board, which is useless, our board full of Boy Scouts and fucking, what do they call the girl things? Girl Scouts. What was your take on them trying to make a statement by bringing in a manager like Pellegrini, which is you go to Tesco's, you see a carton of milk on April 1st, and the best before date was February 2nd, and it's what was your take on them doing that and then throwing all the money that they've been wanting to spend from time at him, because he has a sporting director. Oh, there you go. Let's have some fun. And then treating a manager who actually has his head on his shoulders like Moyes, getting rid of him coming back, swallowing a bit of pride. What was your take on them getting Pellegrini to show they're making a big move? And what was your take on the board throwing all this money at Pellegrini okay, now we're going to get to the next level? My question to you guys.
To the live chat, or is that to us?
No, that's to you guys.
I'm
And the
pointing at
live
you
chat.
guys. See,
And
you
the
go.
live
Go
chat.
on, I'm pointing at
The
you.
live chat is where every show lives. The live chat is the body of every YouTube
I
channel.
agree with that
I'll
one.
let-
guys. To you
I
guys.
will
To
let
you guys.
I will let
And the
Carol
live
go
chat.
first because he's the guest.
Oh, piss off. It's JSP Trafford, bloody.
Trying to poke him and wake him up.
Come on, Catherine, wake up. Catherine,
okay.
wake up.
I wanted Moyes to stay originally.
Yeah.
But I wasn't opposed to someone like Pellegrini coming in when we got him because it was sort of a romanticized view of it. He's a former Real Madrid, brought bloody Man City, won the league. Like he seemed, but as you said, he was out of date. It's like going and buying sort of, as you said, something out of date just because it's something you want. I thought we're not the right team for him. I don't think at this stage of his career, the man went to China. If that was enough, that's enough said really. If he was at China before we got him, that should be enough to say you don't go for someone like that. As Fo said there, it was delusional. Like you can't appoint someone who relies on big money. The man signed, I'm pretty sure he's the lad who signed Ronaldo and Kaká and all them for Real Madrid. Like we're not going to be doing that. We weren't going to be doing that. We needed someone like Moyes who's going to find these hidden gems and sort of put in a working team.
He signed those players, Cal. He was the manager.
Was Perez,
but I don't
wasn't
think
it? It was
he signed
Perez,
them.
Yeah,
he
Perez
never signed them.
Yeah. I don't think anyone ever signs anyone for that club with that.
Nah.
Fucking what is he? He's just a prick. Like
I think we signed Pellegrini. I think the board went after Pellegrini because of the pedigree that he has of the clubs that he signed, in the hope that he had contacts to be able to bring in, maybe a player or two that were maybe out of contract, or I think we heard about Kaká and everyone else.
Lovely Carlos Sanchez, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
So you know what I mean? They were looking. They brought him in on the off chance that he could attract, these bigger names that were out of contract. That's why they went after him. Moyes isn't
it was an expensively cheap ploy. It was an expensively cheap ploy.
You're right. You're spot on. It was embarrassing, and that was. But that is what I think is what we did. We went out thinking that he could encourage these kind of expensive freebie players. Like we know, Kaká was out of contract, and there was the other one. I don't know. Who's the Pato? Pato was the other one.
I can't remember pretty yesterday.
Pato was out of contract, and we kind of
wow.
Go on.
Wow, here we go.
That's big. That's huge.
That's the sort of way it should be done. Enjoy the championship, Arsenal. Enjoy it.
Whoa! Hold on. Dad.
I'll tell you what, if that comes directly from the board and isn't just someone on Twitter getting creative,
that is Arsenal's official Twitter feed. No, it's
what I mean is
Twitter feed.
Listen, if
fair play, but enjoy the championship.
I take my hats off for them for the apology and the admitting of making a mistake. Listen, still fuck off and go.
I know it's an extreme way. I know it's an extreme way of putting it, but I put it to one of my friends. I was like, you can't just join the Nazis when they're this up and coming group, and then when the Russians are closing in on Berlin, you just piss off, take off your uniform, and say sorry. That's not how it works.
It's fair point.
It's an extreme way of putting it, but you can't do it.
Yeah, Cal, I was going to say, kind of comparing the European Super League to the Nazis was he's going there. But I see where you're coming from. I do. I'm not. Listen, I'm joking.
It just got a bit bigger.
So they're all out now.
Hotspurs, who are they?
But there still needs to be repercussions and punishment for even contemplating this bullshit.
So what? Hold on. All of those are out now. Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, and City, Liverpool. Like, who's still left in it? on the
No
English
one.
side of things?
Oh,
They're-
no one.
Well, none of the English
Wow.
lads.
Atletico have left.
Wow.
Atletico have left, so you've still got Juve, AC, Inter, Barca, and
Big
Real.
up, Luke.
That ain't gonna survive.
Wow.
That ain't gonna survive.
No, not a chance, my friend.
That ain't
Not a
gonna
fuck.
survive.
Not a blood
But they
clot chance.
all
Hartford might be
need
offered
to
one now.
be fined. They all need to be given a points deduction. They all need to be put on a transfer embargo. They all need to be banned from Europe for a period of time. They thought
They need to be shown
that the
who's boss.
European
They're
Cup
not the boss.
and the UEFA Cup
No.
or whatever it's called now, the Champions League, the Europa League, they thought that was a peasant competition and they could make their own competition up that would supersede
Yeah.
it. Well,
Yes.
if you think this is a pissant competition,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yes.
Fuck off, and you can stay
Get
fucked
gone.
off for at least
Yes.
5 years, as far as I'm concerned. That's the only way that these wankers are
Yeah.
gonna fucking get
They
any
nearly
sort of
brought the
punishment.
national game to its knees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have given a shit
Yeah.
if they
It's
did.
the world's game. It's not
Oh,
just
they
a
wouldn't
national,
have
Given a
national
shit
game.
if they did.
Well, yeah,
No,
the
but that's
world
what
game.
he's saying, guys.
And I'm
That's
not worried
what
about the
he's
rest of
saying.
them, but
That's
I'm
what
more
you're
worried
saying.
about us. That's where you're coming from, yeah.
Absolute.
So hold
I'm
on.
gonna
So
say it.
Sheezy
You
was
know,
saying
it's
Man
gone 11
United and
o'clock at night.
Liverpool. Are they
Absolute
still
bunch
in
of
it, or
cunts.
are they out? Are Man United and Liverpool still in it, or are they out?
No,
It
they're all
says
out,
it
Pete.
says
All
their
six.
Peach. It says
Oh,
their
wow.
LFC, so Liverpool Football Club, MUFC, Manchester United Football Club, THC, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club,
Yeah.
and Arsenal Football Club have followed Chelsea Football Club and Manchester City Football Club in withdrawing from the European Super League. So all 6 are
Yeah.
out.
Shows
But
you
the
shows
fact
you the importance,
remains,
which was
48
fucking
the
balling.
fact
Yeah.
remains that they broke Rule L9 of the Premier
You
League,
called it,
which
Gatesy.
is a
You
rule
called
that
it.
they
You called it,
that they
Gatesy. You called
implemented.
it. Oh, shut
Yeah.
up, dude.
No, I was
There you
just
go.
looking at Luke's comment. Points deducted
At
for all
Luke's
6
one.
plus Leicester and Everton.
But
Yes.
they
At least just 2 or 3 points.
Yes.
Just 2 or 3 points for Leicester. That'd do me. I'll be happy.
I'd be
they're
over the moon.
absolute bunch of fuckshites. Absolute
No,
bunch of
it's fine.
shysters having
So I
their
know what you're
covert
saying
meetings
about it being
behind
football
closed
as a whole,
doors.
but I'm more
Absolute
concerned about this
hand
country's
jobs.
football.
Fucking hand
Yo,
jobs.
I'm more concerned about this
Gatesy.
country.
Gatesy, what did Doughboy always used to call brothers, man? That's what they are, dog. It starts with a capital
Bonkers.
P.
You
Yeah,
plonker,
that's what they
Rodney.
are. Yes, sir. That's what they are. All of them with a capital P, man. Straight up.
To be
What
fair,
idiots.
boys, I do believe, Casey, we are honing in. We are honing in, if not fucking surpassed the
Nope.
record of
Nope.
our longest show.
I think we might. I think we might have done, but to be fair, we've had
We
quite
had,
a lot to
we
talk
had,
about.
we had a
because
laugh. We had a
obviously during the
giggle,
course of
man.
this,
Come
we
on.
had,
We had fun.
We've had all the stuff going on, and now this European Super League shit is in the bin.
Go
is in
on,
the bin.
CZ.
And you
But as
know,
I say, it's no
hopefully it's in the
good.
bin full stop now. That's it. Fuck it. It's done with.
That's
Stop
the
dicking
thing that
around.
worries
Stop
me,
trying to go off
because
and
this
make
is
your own
something.
shit.
But this is the thing that worries me, is that sort of like, for years, as I say, we've had appeasement. The big clubs would jump up and say, we want more money. And UEFA would there'd be rumblings, and then they'd go, oh, we'll reformat the Champions League just for you guys and put a bit more money in, and this, that, and the other. And it would just be appeasement. They'd keep giving ground.
Stupid, isn't it?
It's got to stop. It's got to stop. At some point
Absolutely, man.
in life, not just football, but just in life, there's times when you have to draw a line in the sand. You have to make a stand and go, this morally is wrong. We cannot allow this to happen. And here we are.
Let's nail them
Here
up.
we are.
I love it.
We need to get these fucking foreign owners
Out
out of these
fine.
clubs.
Word up.
We need to try and some way, somehow implement like what they've got in Germany, where you've got this 51% that's a supporters group, so that you can't have these arseholes coming in. I mean, you look at Bayern Munich, you look at the German clubs in the Bundesliga. This is what
Yeah,
needs to
but
happen. Now, the question is, here's the question.
when were they last
Can
successful
it
in
be
Europe,
done?
though, Gatesy? And that's the
Can
thing.
it be
Yeah,
done?
That's what I'm
Bayern
talking
Munich.
about.
When were they? Any of them? When were they last really
Right?
successful in Europe?
When was Tottenham last
Bayern Munich.
successful?
Are you
Like,
kidding me?
no.
They weren't
Yeah.
last
When
year.
did they? When did they? Oh, listen, I'm asking because I don't know.
They won
Oh, I have
last
no
year.
idea,
When
but
did
it's
you
a
get
long,
last
a
win the
long way,
Champions
but
League?
still.
When?
Bayern
Last
Munich
year
won it last
and
season.
Did they
2014,
win it?
maybe.
See, listen. I've been so fucking. I'm out of it. I don't know when who won the Champions
Well,
League
that's the
last year.
thing. You were
Don't
going to
even
have a
won.
European
I don't
Super
know.
League.
Absolutely, Sheezy. Absolutely. Sheezy made a good point right there.
Yeah, it's fine. I didn't know, mate. Honestly, I'm absolutely
Yeah.
clueless with regards to the
Yeah.
title holders in Europe. I don't know. It was absolutely. I showed no interest in
No,
it.
I mean,
I was more worried about West
but
Ham
here's the thing.
staying up last
Always.
year. To be honest. Yeah, that was my
Always.
thing.
Always.
But here's the,
Always. And that almost
here's the
went down
thing.
to the last
Here's
game
the
against
thing.
Villa. Like,
Here's the thing, guys.
sorry,
As I say,
Yates, go on.
I believe that we need to have this. Fans need to have more involvement in clubs, and I
Yeah.
believe that this model that they've got in Germany works. Why do you
Well,
think
Well, with the
Bayern Munich
49,
didn't want a piece of it?
51% type
Because
thing,
because
I
they
agree.
had
I
because
agree.
it's 51% fans, 49%
That's it.
private
Someone
ownership.
mentioned it
So
earlier.
therefore,
Gates. There is one club in Germany that's not, and that's Leipzig.
RB Leipzig.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
but there's a
Leipzig,
reason.
Is
For
it
that.
really?
That's because
Yeah.
that's because the company Red Bull went to
Yeah.
a fifth tier German team.
Yeah, and bought
called
them outright, didn't they? Yeah.
and
Oh,
bought the
shit.
playing
I didn't know
rights.
that.
But as far as the top tier clubs are concerned, I'm not too sure about
They
second tier,
came
third
up
tier,
through
whatever.
it, didn't they?
Mark
Yeah.
Kronstad were a fifth tier team, so they were like conference level in England.
Yeah.
So, the question I've got, I believe this is what needs to come in. I really do, and this is a demonstration of why it needs to come in, because you can't have these arseholes jumping into clubs and just doing things willy-nilly like this.
No,
You just can't. But the question is, how are you now going to implement it? Because you've got, say, Roman Abramovich at Chelsea. Chelsea are worth what? 3 billion, I think I read.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So if you're going to buy 51% of a club that's worth 3 billion, that's just a shade over 1.5 billion that you've got to come up with. How the hell are you going to do that now?
Yeah.
What were they saying? What was it?
He's ready to walk away. He's not walking away, is he?
Was it each club was going to get 350 billion, or like the whole thing
No,
was
it was
350 billion?
350 million per
300
season.
million each. Yeah.
That's nuts, man. That's
300.
on what they
And the
get
problem is,
already.
they were still expecting to play in the Premier League with that
That's the worst
£300
thing.
million head start
the
on
problem.
everyone else.
Yeah, that's the thing that.
How are you meant to compete with that if you're West Ham, Sheffield United, Fulham? You see what I mean? Yeah, you're fucked. You're on a losing battle. All of a sudden, you are just playing for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. That's what you play for.
Yeah. And that's all you're gonna get with the money that is available to you compared to like these super rich clubs.
Listen, these top six are not happy. These top six are not happy. Outside teams have broken in and upset the apple cart with their top six aspirations. You've got Leicester in there. You've got West Ham in there. You've got Leeds and Villa vying for that, that bottom half of that top six, and they don't like it. All of a sudden, their monopoly has been broken up, and they hate it. Don't you find and Gatesy and Casa, don't you find it funny that like when a team like West Ham, who Sky Sports still will not recognize as a top four club, even if we finish top four, they won't recognize us as a top four club. We won't be considered the top six.
Yes.
Leicester
when we get
into
the top four,
they won the bloody league.
They don't want to know about us, man.
Leicester won the league.
No.
Leicester won the league and haven't even been counted as a big six club.
Thank you. We're not
Keep
even
them going.
counted. We're not even counted as the top four club. It's a fluke. It's a
broken.
fluke to everybody, man. And it's not.
The monopoly of the top six has been broken, and all the
Yeah,
power
100.
that
100.
they held by being top six of the Premier League, where they felt that they could dictate the laws of the game with regards to wages, because you said it earlier, Gatesy, Spurs are marketed hugely in Asia because of Son. Manchester United, they were listen. The only reason they went out and bought Jason Park was because they wanted to market over the other side of the.
And he ended up being a cult legend for them.
Big time,
right,
yeah, man.
But he wasn't the greatest of players, was he not?
No, certainly not.
He didn't. Listen,
he was a glorified snodgrass. He was a hard worker, sort of.
Can I just make a point? I'm just going to take an issue with this point that Luke made.
Chelsea's
council owns
Luke's been posting some good.
Hang on. Whoa. Let me just get this point out.
Sorry, go on. I apologize. Go on.
Council owns the stadiums. Well, we don't own ours. Who owns our stadium? The government body again. So it's essentially the council, isn't it?
Same as Chelsea. Chelsea's owned by fans.
Yeah. So
I mean, listen. There are many ways. There are many ways to change how everything goes, and for me, I can't.
It's been a right kick up
give
the arse to show that, though. At least they know.
I can't give you. I can't give you a definitive answer on how this needs to be dealt with. I can't. At the end of the day, I'm a pub manager from Kent. I'm not going to be able to sit here and give you a definitive layout of how we can change the English game. It's really difficult. It's really difficult to come up with an action plan. I think the wage cap would be great, but with that being said, a wage cap at direct wages level, yes, 15, 20 grand. And then you kind of lay out a level of bonuses with regards to if you're a striker, you offer a bonus of X amount of money per goal that you score in a season. If you're a defender, X amount of money per clean sheet in a season. X amount of assists for strikers and wingers. Harry Kane will be living his best life at the moment with an assist bonus and a goal bonus. So would Heung-min Son. But you give them a basic wage. There needs to be a base. I'm not a pub manager from Kent. Thank you. I'm a very naughty boy. No. There needs to be a kind of wage cap with regards to your basic wages. If you make the starting lineup, you get a $2.5 grand bonus on top of your 15 grand a week wages. If you come off the bench, you get £1,000 extra on top of that. If you score a goal, £5 grand a goal that you score per game. If you hit 20 goals a season, so your wages are dependent on how you perform on the pitch. I mean, fuck me, we could have saved a fortune on a wanker like Andy Carroll if we that this is his basic wage and he has to earn anything else above that. That for me is the way to go with it.
Yes, he was hugging the recovery table. He was hugging the medicine table, like fucking wanker.
And he's still one of the best strikers we've ever had under GSB.
I don't know. Guillermo Franco was a bit special. Simone Zaza with special needs.
I don't even know who that Franco fella is.
Oh yeah, you would have been about 6.
You see this one?
Yeah, but again, there's like Kieran said.
I hear you, dude. I hear you.
There's no apology.
No apology. No, it's just like, we're not doing it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show you that the shameless.
They don't give a shit,
wankers they really are.
They don't give a shit.
No, they don't. They don't.
and they
There
can
you
look at
go.
themselves in
They
the
couldn't
mirror.
give
They're
two
like
shits.
lawyers, they're like bankers, and they're like politicians. They can do the dirty, and they can look themselves in the mirror and
At
actually
least
feel like,
Arsenal had the decency to post in theirs. We made
word
a
up.
mistake
Yes.
and we're sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Word up.
you know
I
what,
agree.
Kieran? Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah,
We
I
gave
agree.
Wilshere $4 million to walk away from the club. Not being funny, if we set him on a basic wage contract, every club.
Yeah.
Not being
Yeah.
funny, if Man United want to offer a striker an extra 10 grand a goal, and clubs like Fulham can only offer you an extra grand a goal, then so be it. Then so be it. You can offer the extras in bonuses. But there's the key. Listen, Luke, you're right. They probably won't. They probably won't
They do need a
agree
wage
to it.
cap. Yes,
But
that's
that
true.
needs to come in.
It's coming out here. I don't know if it's true, but it's saying UEFA have offered mad money to the Premier League clubs to withdraw from the Super League.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my God.
Interesting.
So they're getting benefited for it.
That's some news,
Cheers, Cal.
man.
Thanks very much, mate. You pissed me off now. Cheers.
That's
if that's true,
wow.
if that's true, they've got what they wanted, no matter what. They've succeeded.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the
Do you think it was almost like, you know, when you're playing poker? Do you think it was almost like a bluff just to see the reaction?
It was a bluff. It was a bargaining chip.
Yeah,
it was a big bluff.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, just to get a reaction, and they got the reaction, so they're like, "Oh, well, we can't go down that route, so let's try another route." Oh my God.
Deportivo would be a reasonable source as well. They wouldn't be perennial bullshitters like.
If that's the case, then that's what's wrong with football. That's what's wrong with football.
Yeah.
That's the thing. UEFA have made people have been coming out back in UEFA because they're the lesser of two evils. UEFA aren't anything special either.
No, they're not. Yeah. You're right.
No.
Both FIFA and UEFA are not fucking above any of this bullshit. They're really not.
No.
Oh, that's pissed me off.
They're all wankers.
If that's true and that comes out to be true, these 12 clubs have got exactly what they fucking wanted.
Absolutely.
I think if they've run with that story, Duke, it has to be fairly credible. I think,
especially Mundo Deportivo, they're
that's
reasonable source.
That's disgusting, man. Like that's like sick, disgusting. Like it's awful.
They've got their win, then, haven't they? They've got their win. So who does it make a mockery of now? Does it make a mockery of the 12 clubs and the 6 Premier League clubs that went, hang on a minute, we got a plan here? Or does it make a mockery of FIFA and UEFA that have gone, fuck, here's money not to do it. Here's money not to do it.
Have a look at this.
What's that, mate?
Have a look at this.
I think I sent that to a few of the lads. I don't know if I sent it to you.
Estimated earnings for would-be fixtures signing up to the proposed Super League: 350 million for participation, 202 million television broadcasting, 250 million to the winner, and 802 million total.
How much money do they want,
look at
man?
what the Champions League. Absolutely disgusting.
Are you joking me?
You know, in a time of pandemic,
it's disgusting.
For fuck's sake. I mean,
but hang on a minute.
Can
I just point out? Look at the logo. Look at the logo, top left.
I know. Does it look familiar to you, Duke? Does it look a bit familiar to you?
But wasn't it Perez that was the fan?
That's Real Madrid.
He was the starter. He was the starter of it.
Real Madrid, dog.
It was him and Joel Glazer was the vice chairman, wasn't it?
Yo, big
Joel Glazer, Andrea Agnelli.
My G.
Luke,
100.
Listen, we're past 11 o'clock at night. You are fucking bang on, my friend.
I like
you know what I mean?
You got my sense of humour.
It's like she says no, and then I'm going to charge her 45 quid to come, or 145 quid to come back. You know what, Epic? I don't think it is.
I'm
Big
fairly
up
sure
I know
Cheesy, man.
it's not fake.
I
Because
believe
remember,
it.
I have the sheet I sent you, Gatesy, after the
Big
sort
up
of bit I
Epic.
did. Like, I
Not
don't
fake.
remember. I have
That
it
is-
here.
That is accurate.
I have it here.
Do
1
you?
second. Yeah.
No, it's
So,
not fake. It's not fake, Epic. I can assure
because
you
there's
that.
48, there is 48 teams in the Champions League, so that money has to be spread. That's why they only get 12.5 million, because it's spread between 48 teams.
Only
With all
only
the
12.5
money.
million. Oh, hard done
Yeah.
by. So hard done by.
Exactly. Yeah, and all the money put in between 12 teams, they get it that much.
Oh my word!
That's what I'm saying, Gatesy.
my
It's
word. I'm
disgusting.
gonna show
It's
you
it's
this.
it's bottom
Hang on.
pit sick
Cal,
stomach thing,
Cal,
man.
I've sent you a message in the I've sent you a message in the private
I got it
chat.
there now.
Cheers, mate.
How bad must it be for a football club to get trolled by a betting company?
By what? Sorry.
By a betting company.
By a betting company.
Is it Paddy Power? Is it Paddy Power? Yeah, I love Paddy. Paddy Power are the best. Paddy Power are so
Go
good.
on, Gaza. Go on, Gaza.
I'm the Paddies.
Dear,
I'll
dear.
tell you what I'm looking forward to.
Getting
I'm looking
Paddy.
forward to
trolled.
Paddy Power's fan denial. I'm looking forward to Paddy Power's fan denial over this. I really am.
Do
Trust
you
me.
follow Paddy
Trust
Power
me.
on Twitter?
Brilliant.
They're
Yeah, I do.
great.
Twitter,
They're like
Twitter and YouTube. I do. Yeah.
yeah, they're class.
I've read
That's
similar
madness.
figures elsewhere.
They got-
See,
they got
it's
more
nuts,
class than them
Cheesy.
6
It's
Premier League
nuts,
clubs,
man,
let me
Cheesy.
tell you.
It's nuts, man.
They've got away with it, guys. Unless the FA come down and Premier League come down with an absolute iron fist, they've got away
They
with it.
have to. They have to. If they don't, they're pussies, man. They have to, man. They have to like show some bottle. They have to show some like you can't do this. Like straight up, you can't do this. And they
I
did
got to
it,
point
and they
out,
got
boys,
away
that there
with
are
it.
some sick people.
They robbed
There
the
are
bank
some
and they got
people
away with it.
just
They're in the getaway car, like on the other side of this, on the other side of the ocean, man. Like bastards.
There are
Yo,
still
dude,
six
This
people
is-
that
this is-
don't
look
buy
at
it.
this one.
your cats might be the bastards, but these are the real bastards, dog. These are the real bastards, dog.
True.
Fucking
Have a look at this
asshole.
Super
one.
League would have actually been good. Oh, fuck off. Is
What?
that him?
No.
Is that officially him? That
No,
can't be
it's
him, can it?
a parody account.
I
It's
just
a
saw
parody
the
account. It's
yeah,
not- it's
no,
not-
that's fine.
apparently a
Whoa.
Liverpool fan.
Super League would have
But-
actually been good. I believe that people will see that in the future. Nostalgia.
Whatever.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah. No,
Absolute
that's
fuckwit,
bollocks.
you know. And that's everything that's wrong with football right there, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what, Luke?
You know, and
You've
it's
got a
all
point,
about
brother.
this, man.
Luke's right. Luke's right.
800 million spent on transfer. We would still be looking to know to the back end of the season. Word up. Word up. Word up,
Terrible.
Luke.
Well, we're nearly at 3 hours, guys.
That's
You
what I
wanna
said.
go to
There's still
six?
7
Let's go to
people
six.
watching us.
Let's go to
Casey.
six. Let's pull,
Yeah,
let's pull
do the
all-nighter.
9 minutes. Let Peach sing us a song and get the
Yo,
9 minutes.
after,
the 8
after
minutes in.
this shit, yo, Kaza, after this shit,
I'll tell you
I
what.
don't got no songs to razzmatazz because all these motherfuckers are talking about money like they're gonna earn some swagger. I don't get it. I don't understand. They're trying to live in a different land. They're trying to take a ship or a plane across the sea just to be a millionaire with some G's. Fuck you. Not you guys, the millionaires with G's. Trust me.
I'm just gonna answer this question, Kieran. It's actually my sister-in-law. It's my wife's sister. Where in
big up.
Gosling? I haven't got the foggiest idea. It's
Big up,
on my
Kieran.
bucket list. It's somewhere I want to go before I shuffle off this mortal coil. We're
Give
waiting
me
to get the
2
kids off
seconds.
of
I'll
our
be
hands.
back.
Okay, hurry back,
Oh.
hurry back, hurry back.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
He's getting
Shall
the
I-
guitar
shall I
out.
get
He's
my,
getting the guitar out.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
Oh,
For you-
he's
for you
gonna
Southern-
start singing. He's gonna start singing, dog. You
No,
watch.
no.
Watch.
For the Southern stragglers, I'll get this out the way now. So for you
Mhm.
Southerners
Yes,
that are
please.
watching, And for anyone that watches this at a later stage, can I just draw your attention to this? And if you know what it is, fine. If you don't, then allow me to inform you. So this is an appeal for Isla Caton, who is a 6-year-old girl. She's suffering from a rare form of cancer called neuroblastoma. There ain't no treatment for this in the NHS, so her family's got to stop what they're doing in the middle of a global pandemic and take her wherever it is around the world to pay for the treatment that's going to save her life. You think about it, you've got to pay for the treatment itself, the flights, the accommodation, your living costs. The bills are still coming in the UK. That doesn't stop. This is really, really tough time for this family, and they need our help. I'm not really interested whether you're a West Ham fan. I'm not really interested whether you're a football fan. Just if you're a decent human being and you can empathise with this family, I'd ask you, and not just us at Fulsham Iron, I've got to give credit to all the other West Ham YouTube channels. They're all behind this campaign. So, I'd ask you to put your weight behind this. You've got a PayPal page, you've got a Just Giving page, and no donation is too small. From £1 upwards, the more the merrier. Whether you can, whether you can't donate, what we would ask you to do as well would be to take all of this information, copy and paste it to your social media and send it to your friends, your family, your work colleagues, people you like, people you hate, people you haven't spoken to for years. Doesn't matter. Send it to everyone. We need to try and get the momentum going, guys, because I'm gonna level with you. The reason why I'm so this is something that means a lot to me. I got a very good friend who lost his daughter to this. She was 9 years of age and she fought it for 5 years, and her body just couldn't take it anymore. And 9 years of age and she was gone. So I want to try and do everything I can to get this little girl a happy ending that my friend's daughter never got. So if you can help me out to help this family out, I'd very much appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening. So there we go. So I don't know where Duke's got to. So
beautiful, JT. It's always beautiful, and honestly, it gets even more beautiful each and every time you say it more. I mean that.
Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate it. As I say, I mean, listen. Ain't about me, ain't about Fulsham Iron. It really isn't. This is a little girl, and I can't dress it up any other way. Right now, she's dying. That's the truth. And if she doesn't get the treatment, she will.
She's helpless. She's helpless to this disease, just like a grown-up adult is helpless to this. But for a child, that young girl has so much to live for.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a daughter. She's 13. And as I say, I had a friend of mine who went through this, and it was, like I say, 5 years.
And she was 9. She was 9 years old. She was 9 years old.
9 years old when she died.
Oh my days!
9 years old when she died.
That's awful.
She was around about 4 when she was diagnosed, and as I say, my friend had to watch his daughter suffer, and eventually watch his daughter die.
That's a parent's worst nightmare. That's a parent's worst nightmare. Yeah. You never want to see your child go in the grave before yourself.
And I've got a 13-year-old daughter.
Yeah,
I couldn't comprehend what he went through.
No,
I just can't.
No, and it's almost like the disease just takes over. You can get all the medication in the world to help, but the way things are right now, if you can't afford that medication and you can't afford the accommodations, like you said, and you can't afford to go here or there or wherever to get it, it's so sad. It is so sad, man.
Yeah. I just got a comment here from Luke.
Big up, Luke.
I have never met these lads outside of nonsense comments on YouTube. I am not a hero, but I've given 100. Nick, do all you can. Listen, Luke.
I love you, mate. Thank you very
much, mate.
And in Canada, that's not quality, isn't it?
I can't thank you enough, mate. I really can't. And I just hope that that what we're doing here And I hope what all of the West Ham, like I say, it's not just us at Falls from Iron.
No, it's
all of the
human
other
beings. It
West
doesn't
Ham
matter if
YouTube
you support
channels
whatever club
get
you
involved.
support, Gatesy.
And yeah,
Gatesy,
I couldn't. Yeah,
it doesn't matter
I
what club
couldn't
you
care less.
support. You have to get behind this because this is real life. Like, I know football is like our religion and that, but this is real life. Like Isla has a mother and a father. Her mother and father are going through it just like she is, and they're relatives and they're friends, and you know what I mean. It's offside, man. It's offside, and anybody that can help,
as I say,
much appreciated.
Any of you guys that are regular watchers to us, and you'll know that I try and do a shout out before and after, or at the beginning of the stream and after the stream sometimes, or sorry, beginning of the stream and the end of the stream, not after the stream, but but that's the reason why I do it, guys. You I know sometimes you might be sitting there and thinking, oh, here he goes again.
No, never, ever, never.
I've got a vested interest. I've got a vested interest. I've got to be honest. Like I say, I've got a good mate of mine, and I saw what it did to the family. And you know, if I can make a difference, then I'll keep doing it every single broadcast. So you'll have to forgive me if I am boring. And
no, you're not boring at all.
I repeat myself, but you know, that's the reason why.
It's what we're here for, mate. It's what we're here for. At the end of the day, if we can bring if we can bring some attention to it that otherwise wouldn't be bought, and let's be fair, we're down to 5 now, and there's 5 plus us 4. We all know about it. And you know what? If we can bring some attention elsewhere for those that end up watching the show afterwards, for instance, we'll share this across Facebook, and if anyone's mad enough to sit around for, the best part of 3 hours to come across, the message, then so be it, But that's at the end of the day, guys. It's Luke said it there. Can we get angry about shit that doesn't matter? Because this makes me sad, and it's heartbreaking. He said there,
it is.
It's hard because it's not that. Not even I can do jokes about that. I see where you're coming from. It's one of those subjects really
I've got a sick,
comprehend.
I've got a dark, twisted sense of humour. But
I have massively.
You'd never go down that tunnel. You'd never go down that path. Never.
I wouldn't even go down that road. In that
never, ever.
I mean, touch wood. I mean, I've had adult members of my family that have succumbed to the bastard disease, as far away as America, and as close as down the road
in Boston, dude.
Boston, I lost my aunt to it, Peach.
I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry.
I've lost family members up the road at the hospital, Gatesy. My uncle my uncle was literally, I've said it many times before publicly. It'll be the first time I sat on here anyway. Lost him to cancer a number of years ago. He was the only other bloke on this planet that I would have been happy to call dad, and he was my dad's brother. We had such a good relationship. It didn't matter whether I didn't see him for 6 months or 6 years, when we did meet up.
Just felt like yesterday, didn't it?
He was a great man. I had the privilege of being asked to be a pallbearer and carry the coffin. I had the privilege of seeing him 48 hours before he passed away. It's a bastard disease that doesn't give a fuck who it targets, be it someone in their 60s, be it someone in their 10s, 16, 6. Doesn't matter. It's a bastard disease that will come for you no matter what. And 9 times out of 10, it's aimed at people that really don't deserve it. You've got fuckers out there,
who deserve it, and they keep on living their fucking life.
You say deserve it, Pete. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. But when you look at
never
child killers like Ian Huntley or Brady and Myron Hindley, those people deserve to fucking suffer. Massively suffer, and they kind of live out their cushy life in prison, and you have this shit.
Dude, Duke, I can relate because my cousin and I didn't mean to cut you off. I heard everything
No,
you
you're
said.
good, mate. You're good.
My cousin in Basingstoke, he died of pancreatic cancer, and he was on there's a television show in your neck of the woods called Come Dine with Me, and his name is Spencer Uren, and his sister, my cousin Sorrel, she was diagnosed with Hodgkin's cancer. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. 3 months after he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, he passed. Sorrel beat it. My father, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. He beat it. Similar to my mother, she was diagnosed with a stomach kind of in private areas cancer, and she beat it. But not everybody beats it. Not everybody catches it as soon as they want to. One of my father's friends, he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer just the other day, but they caught it, I guess, just in time. He went in treatment, lost a lot of weight, looks like shadow of himself, but hopefully he's on the up. But for these young children who get it, their immune system is not as strong as ours. So it's not a win-win. It's there's a lot of luck involved. There's there's a lot of luck involved, I guess, to tell you the truth, with these young children. It's so sad. It's so sad. And Gatesy, I respect what you're doing for Isla. I've heard about her. I've known about her situation for a long time. I remember, I think it was Jermaine Defoe carrying her out on the pitch. And yeah, my heart goes out to her and her family. It really does, man. Honest to goodness, man. Like, honestly, it makes me want to cry right now. Honestly. And
listen, we do what we can do, and
yeah.
be all and end all. Be all and end all. We do what we can do, and whether that turns out to be beneficial, all we can do is wait and see. And I know that it's a horrible fucking scenario. It really is a horrible fucking scenario.
Yeah.
Kieran, my
if I
thoughts
can
to add
just-
to your brother. It's fucking, yeah, like I say, my uncle was almost like a dad to me. One of the most amazing men I ever met. Between him and my dad, I'm the cowboy I am. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
And I wear a hat in homage to him. And if we can do what we can do for Isla, and to be fair, not just Isla, any of the children that
even if it's just to raise awareness for this, because there's no treatment in this country.
You know what? If we can raise awareness, if we can help trying to fund some sort of treatment or some sort of cure, for want of a better word, whether there'll be a cure or not. But if we can help through what we do, and Casey, at the end of every video, I say to you to do it, because if I'm honest with you, with yourself, like you say, with your friend, I could say it, and I've lost older generations to this fucker of a disease, of a friend that it hits home more with you, and I'm not saying it wouldn't come from the heart with me, but from you, it's there, it's raw from you, and that's why I'm quite happy to let you take the lead on that one, because
absolutely, round of applause.
I'm not saying if I'm honest, I don't even think I'll be able to fucking keep it together in doing what I'm doing. Sitting here, I'm feeling it here right now.
Yeah, if I can just rewind to this comment from Luke, and for the 8 of you that are watching, and I speak as a father of 3. I've got 17-year-old twin boys. Soon they'll be 18 in July. I've got a 13-year-old.
Well, one of them might not even get there if he keeps walking naked across the back of the pictures.
And they drive me, and they're teenagers now, and they drive me absolutely batty, and they raise my blood pressure, something chronic. But let me tell you,
wouldn't have it any other way, Gatesy.
Don't ever, no matter what they've done, no matter how much they piss you off, don't ever let a day go past where you haven't told them at least once in the day
you love them. Yeah, 100%.
And Andy said it himself
that is
there.
on a sentimental note, man. I love that. I love that because at the end of the day,
There it
life
is.
is life, isn't it? And Andy
We are
Miles,
Ireland's Claret and Blue, aren't we?
big up
Yeah.
Andy Miles. Yes, I was
Yeah.
Claret
I've
and
got
Blue.
goosebumps to that, Andy. I've got goosebumps. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah,
Literally shivers through
Yeah.
my body. I'm literally covered in it. It's it's little things. It's you know what, and we've had such a good show tonight, and it's been really enjoyable. The guys, the guests jumping on and off, and Kieran, it could well be, mate. It could well be a Kakadu hat. I think it is there. Look, there's the inside. It may well be. I think it is an Australian hat.
Yeah, no.
But everyone jumping on and off, and it's been an amazing show. And it does again, Pete, you said it yourself. It kind of feels like a downer that we're ending on, but it's an important message that we're trying to put out there.
It's real life.
It's real life,
Cal, it
Papa.
is.
You're right, mate. You're right, mate.
I guarantee you'll know everyone that you know, at least
We
one
all have a
person
heart.
in everyone you know has suffered somewhere down the line with this
Yeah.
fucking thing.
Yeah.
Probably more than one. To be fair, I've had two members in my family
Yeah.
have suffered from it. Possibly more. A very large family.
Yeah.
I remember a number of years ago, Gatesy, talking on this. John Joe, for those of you who are West Ham fans, will know John Joe. He only lives down the road, Gatesy, or did live down the road from us, actually.
I went to the supporters club one time, and it turned out my ex-brother-in-law.
Yeah.
I won't go too much further.
For whatever reason,
he's my ex-brother-in-law. But he knew him. And he was at the supporters club, and he lovely kid, nice kid.
He is. He's a fantastic lad. I've spoken to him on numerous occasions. He's a cracking lad, and to be fair, for the Bobby Moore Fund and for the cancer effort in general, the kid's been absolutely outstanding. I say kid, he's in his. I think he's in his late teens now. To be fair, I think he's 18, 19 years old, and he continues to do. He continues to do stuff in the memory of his nan and Bobby.
Magic.
And someone to dedicate, quite a lot of his life that he's lived so far has been second to none, and it's outstanding. And you know what, if we can kind of do a minimal effort compared to what John Joe's done, and those that have come before us, let's be honest, Baz and the guys from West Ham TV and. X and
we're standing on the shoulders of giants, as they say.
You know what we are. Standing on the shoulders of giants, trying to continue to push that cause. And if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. We're all here to raise the awareness and to do the job. And you guys that are out there, we've suddenly jumped up to 10 again, and they must have wondered what the hell they've walked into. But it's at the end of the day, guys. Please help. I know I get paid on Friday personally, and I will be sticking 50, 60, 70 quid in there, whatever I can afford this month. And we'll continue to do so going forward. If I can drop 25 quid a month into this, then that's exactly what I'm going to do, for the simple fact, we have to help. There are those out there that are less fortunate.
Make it as important as your Netflix.
You know what?
Yeah.
Netflix isn't, compared to this, Cal. You're right. Make it as important as your Netflix, because at the end of the day,
even more important.
It is. I can find dodgy streams to watch these films, Cal. You know what I mean? It's at the end of the day, if I can do that, then fuck it. Let's cancel my Netflix and Disney Plus and everything else, and let's go to town on that. At the end of the day, I can drop 80 quid a year on an Amazon Prime account. I'm pretty sure I could do 25 quid a month for Isla and not necessarily just Isla. Those that are going to come from behind and follow in the footsteps. So you know what? I don't want to linger.
So many kids going through this.
Yeah, and you know what, Pete? That's it. And like we say, I don't want to linger on a downer note, but you know
It has
what?
to be
It's
said, though.
important,
It
guys.
has to be said.
You're
It
right,
has to
yeah.
be said.
Absolutely.
You know, it has to be said. And at the end of the day, guys, it's on you as much as it is on us. You know, we can raise the awareness, but if we don't donate, then that makes us look like mugs as well. You know, we're here sitting here going, donate your money, and we're not following suit. You know, we're following suit. It's not like we're not. You know, we're
Oh, yeah.
standing behind every word we're saying. You know, so you know what, guys. I'll say it for every live viewer every month. Gatesy, I hope you come in on me with this. Between the two of us, for every live viewer that we get, maximum live viewer on a stream, me and Gatesy will come in with, you know, we'll discuss a figure, maybe 50p or a pound for every live
I'll
viewer.
tell you what.
Bearing in mind
I'll tell you
we
what.
do 3 live
I'll tell you
videos a
what.
week, right?
Go on,
I'll tell you
Gatesy.
what I'll do. No, I'll tell you
Come
what.
with me, Gatesy.
Right.
Let's confirm something. Do it with me.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Right. So you 9 that are watching, and I will repeat this so that it gets out to a larger audience. We're obviously looking to get to 300 subs, and obviously I'll be dressing as a hippo, and that's fine. I really don't mind that. That's fine.
You liar.
If we get no. Listen, I'll tell you what. If you guys can badger your friends and your family to just subscribe to us, and it doesn't matter whether they're West Ham fans or not, just get them to subscribe. Just get them to subscribe, right? If we can get there by the end of this month, I'll donate £100.
Brilliant. Magic.
Listen, I'm going forward.
To be honest, I'll probably donate it anyway if I'm being completely honest about it. But
of course,
just badger your friends, badger your family, badger your workmates, and just get them to get us up to 300 by the end of the month. And if they all bugger off on the sort of like the 1st of April, 1st of May, isn't it? You know, then it's fine. You know, but you know, it's just a little target, little thing to aim for. So
it's good awareness just to put, like, I know it's kind of downing, but life is life. And we live in life where things take over your life. And this is taking over Isla's life. It's taken over many children's lives, many grown-ups' lives. And it's a reality. So you
know what?
Like people, they might not talk about it sometimes, but it's happening. There's people in the hospital probably today. They went to emergency and found out they had a deadly disease. It happens every blood clot day, man. So it's more of awareness and just like putting it out there. And there's nothing wrong with that. We like to have a laugh. We like to have a giggle. We like to take the piss out of one another. We like to talk about our football club. But at the end of the day, life is life, and some bad shit happens.
What? Listen, I'll come in with you boys. We get Gatesy up to into that hippo costume at the end of the month. 300 subs. Andy's already said it. He's there. I'm going to come in with mine, regardless of what I donate on Friday and going forward. If we can hit, we're at 300 subs. Tell you what, between me, Andy, and Gatesy, by the end of the month, if we can hit 300 subs between the 3 of us, we'll match the subs in a donation Friday between the 3 of us. So if we get to 360, then we do 360.
You know what, dude?
Like,
subs are great.
Luke,
Subs are great. I know. Luke has been prominent tonight.
Casey, that's what you get for putting engineer as your title on Twitter.
There you go. But no, Luke has been prominent tonight. But it's like, yeah, subs, they're great. You got subscribers, brilliant. You got way more people watching it than are subscribed. So you got tons of people watching this. So let's put the word out there, and like when you do your Hippogate stuff, like let's have let it be a charity in some form. So
Yeah.
you're
I will
you're,
put it
you're, you're
out,
taking the mick, out of yourself. Let people throw some money in that.
I'll tell you what we're going to do,
For you
Pete.
just taking the mick out of yourself, but we'll all donate that to a good cause.
This weekend, Pete, right? And Casey saw
Yep.
how busy my pub was on Saturday just gone.
Heavy.
It's going to be, Casey, I've already got the same amount of bookings now for Saturday coming as I did
That's brilliant, dude.
Saturday just gone.
That's
Nice.
brilliant.
I will get one of my girls to go round with the bucket
Yeah,
on Saturday. We'll do a couple of football cards, you know, the old bus stop
brilliant.
scratch.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that'd be magic.
anything I raise will go to Isla. We've
course
already
we will.
said that me and Gatesy are going to do a fundraiser here for Isla and the food banks. We've already said that is something that we've got in the pipeline once. Probably it might well be during the Euros, Gatesy. Towards the end of the Euros, we'll throw
Great.
something out there. We'll get something going.
Yeah,
Listen, me, Gatesy, we believe in this with everything we've got. It's not something that we're just sitting here going, "Come on, guys, you come and do." We're in it with you. It's not something
yeah,
that we want you to just listen. You throw your money at it because we're asking you to. We're not going to do fuck all. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. We're in it. We're in it with you.
brilliant, Mozzie.
Anything we can do. Listen, anything we can do going forward to help Isla and her family and any other family going forward that's going to suffer from this fucking thing that's there.
Cruel disease, yeah.
And that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. At the end
We're
of the
well
day,
past
Gates,
9
you
o'clock,
said you've got
so
kids
I'm
yourself.
gonna be a bit coarse, and I'm gonna say it's a cunt of a disease.
Oh, it's fucking
It
awful.
is.
Big time, man.
I've
Big
got
time.
a
It really is.
7-year-old.
It's
I've
so
got a
bad,
7-year-old
word can't even describe it.
No, you're right,
My son's so
Yep.
tired. He's a miserable prick. He didn't want to come and say hello to Peach, but he's in bed now. And before I'm going to go to bed, before I get into bed now, once we finish this stream, I'm going to go give him a kiss. I'm going to go give him a hug.
Give him a kiss from me too, man. I love Logan. He's brilliant, man.
She's a pain in my ass. She's probably watching some shit on her TV before she goes to school tomorrow. You know what? They're the best things that have ever happened to me. And I don't know what would happen if they were taken away from me in any way, shape, or form. Be it through this fucker of a disease or, you know, God forbid anything happens to them. Touch wood that's everywhere. So be it, you know. And I guarantee anyone that's got kids would feel the same way. But you know what? We're here. We're going to do it. We'll help this family. We'll help every family that we can going forward. You know what? We're going to wrap it up there, guys. I think as much as we could sit here and badger on, I don't think we could say any more. You know what, Luke? We'll work something out, mate. Because you know what? I've got bits here. I've got the Great Escape shirt that I've got signed. I've got a shirt up there that's signed. I might not. It's my Dixie one. I might have to keep that one. But I've got a DiCanio shirt that was signed by Glenn Johnson. Don't ask me fucking why I got it signed by Glenn Johnson.
That's a bit fucked up. Hold on. You got a DiCanio shirt signed
I've
by
already
Glenn
been once,
Johnson.
Kieran. It's all right.
Dude, what the fuck is that all about? You have a DiCanio shirt signed by Glenn Johnson. I don't get
I
that.
had a DiCanio shirt and it was a West Ham shirt signed by Glenn Johnson. I'm sorry.
Was it? Hold on. Was it the 1999, 2000, 2001 shirt?
There was a lot of numbers there, Peter, and I hadn't got a fucking clue what was going on.
1999 to 2000.
It was the away shirt. No, what? Oh, he's fucked off. He's gone. We were leaving
Hold on. This shirt. Was it this shirt?
No, it was the away shirt, Pete. It was the Claret. It was
The
the
white
blue
with
one
the-
with the two. No, it was the
right.
blue one with the two Claret stripes.
That's 2002,
that's my
2003.
favorite one, and I don't have that. Oh, I got this.
I have it.
I got this one, but this wasn't it, was it?
I had
It's the
that
one,
with
you know,
TC
it's
Kamara.
it's the
Get rid of
it's the
that.
one
I had
DiCanio
Kamara
scored.
on the back of that shirt.
What was it? The goal against Chelsea that he scored it in.
Oh,
I think it might have been Cal. That was the shirt.
from the throw-in at Stamford Bridge. Oh, I have wet dreams about that goal, dog. I have wet dreams about that goal, dog. I ain't even playing. Oh my days, that was like.
It's not even past 9 o'clock in Canada, and he's saying that.
Oh
Too
no,
much
I had wet
information.
dreams about that at like
I
3 in
won't
the
lie to you,
afternoon,
Cal.
dog. I ain't even fronting.
I won't lie to you, Cal. We're actually 5 minutes off midnight. We started this on Tuesday night at 8:30, and we are currently 5 minutes off of Wednesday morning.
Are you doing? Are you making it the 2-day stream? Or are you going to wait the 5 minutes then for the?
You know
Let's
what?
go.
Fuck it.
2-day stream. How do you mean?
We're doing a 2-day stream.
We got to cover
Okay.
2 days. Bollocks to it. What are we going to talk about?
Absolutely.
We've done the
I thought everybody in the live chat tonight. I thought. Piss off. I thought everybody in the live chat tonight was superb.
Everyone was class. In fairness,
yeah,
they're
like,
so good.
You know how we say like West Ham is massive? Our supporters are massive. And you know what else is massive? Duke in that blood clot cowboy hat, dog. That is massive, man. That is massive. That's my G. When I come to England, when I come to Dartford, if I don't see Duke in that cowboy hat, I'm walking the other direction, dog. I'm walking the other direction. That's the Duke I want to see, man.
Hang on, that's my Crocodile Dundee hat, Pete. Hang on.
Okay. Let's go. Let's see it. And I got to see Gatesy in his cheese cutter. He wore a cheese cutter at Duke's Pub on Saturday. Top bins things, man. Top bins things. It was like black cheese cutter. Oh, that was the best. Oh, no.
I will answer your question in a minute, Luke.
That is the business, dog.
That's like a bad guy from the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That's a bad man's hat there.
It's a bad man hat for a bad man. How do you mean?
Okay.
Love it.
In answer to Luke's question, because he's asking about the shirts for the auction for Isla. How do you get in touch? If you look on the bottom of the ticker going along the bottom, you can send us a DM on Twitter, or you can send us a DM on Facebook. Probably best to do it on Twitter, if I'm being honest. So yeah, just DM us at Falls Talk, and either Duke or I will get that, and we'll sort something out. And very much appreciated.
Follow us all, Luke. Follow us all.
I'm trying to find out.
Yeah, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, we're like I say, we'll do something. We'll do something massive.
Absolutely.
If I give you an idea of and Gatesy, you'll probably back this up. A few years ago, we got 3 minutes. A few years ago, one of my chefs unfortunately passed away. He was a Portuguese fella, and he passed away. He had no family in this country, and his family wanted to take him back to Portugal, but it was going to cost. Peach, I fucking love you. It was going to cost £2,500.
There's only one chicharito. I was off the fall on the grass.
It was going to cost £2,500.
There's only one chicharito, and I think he lives on the pitch. There you go. My nan brought this. My nan wrote about this for me, dog.
I love you, please.
My friend.
Yeah, he passed away. He lost. He had a massive brain aneurysm. He passed away, and his family wanted to take him home to Portugal. And myself and my team, we raised £4,500.
Brilliant.
Just from my locals in a raffle and donations and a Just Giving page to get him to go home. We helped his family. It was a sudden death. We raised the money. We gave the money to the family. It helped get his body home and repatriate him. It also helped with some of the funeral costs. that obviously they weren't really expecting. So my locals, my regulars, my local community are absolutely fantastic when it comes to helping raise money, and I have no doubt that whatever we do going forward um, will help us with what we're going to do for Ireland. You know, be it auctions. Don't get me wrong; they're not the greatest of West Ham fans locally. If you watch the stream with us on Friday night when we did the Newcastle preview, there was a lot of Chelsea bastards that turned up. There was one Millwall kid that turned up. For those of you who remember, it was a young Millwall lad that rocked up. I don't know where he fucking came from. But it was, you know, it was, you know, they're a good bunch, and they certainly will, be part of it. So,
It's now midnight. It's now
is
Wednesday.
it?
Can we
So
piss
we
off
did
now?
it.
Wednesday, my
We did
dude.
it. We did the rollover. We did the rollover, man. How do you mean, man?
There it is. Longest string. Look, Kieran, you're part of it. Phone,
Big up,
go.
Karen. Big up,
And
Mousy.
Luke.
Big up, CZ. Trust me.
Yeah.
Luke,
Yeah.
big
Listen,
up.
we are a family. We are a family.
Yeah, big time, man.
Someone else has just joined on the stroke of midnight. We're now up to
We
10.
talk more than we bloody talk to our families, in fairness.
You
You
get
know
me?
what?
I think you're
Go on,
right.
Kieran.
You know what? I've spent more time with you guys in the last 3.5 hours than I had my missus all day.
You get me?
Worrying.
Trust me.
Worrying.
To be fair, she's
Right.
not worried. She's quite happy.
Dear, dear.
She's like, that fuck. Oh, I love y'all, man. I love y'all
And on
so
that
much,
note,
man.
You know what, guys? I
Everybody on
love
screen,
you
like
all.
everybody in the live chat, y'all make my heart beat, man. Straight up.
it's all love. It's all one
No.
family.
Andy, I am fully on side with your last comment.
Oh, dear.
24 hour stream. That would
We
be
will
dope.
take a tag team.
Yeah.
We will take a listen. We'll do it in groups. Even if we do like a 6 or
I'm
7
up for
hour jobbie, I'm bang on behind that.
You know me, I can talk to Canada. I can do the whole like
tinnies.
24, 36, 48 hours, 72
No,
hours,
Pete,
dog.
I don't
Straight up.
doubt that with you. I don't doubt
Straight
that
up.
with you, Pete. You are
And
literally.
I know, but
a
we'll switch it up. We'll switch it up. So it's like I'll do like some hours, and then I get Barney to come in. He'll do some hours, and then like and then y'all can like hear the real stories. Y'all can hear
relay
the
race.
real stories, dog. Like Woodland, Dagenham, East things, dog. Straight up.
5 minutes ago, I said I was going to go watch James's thing with WHO. James
Big
is
up,
already given
James.
up.
What a bad man. I love that man. Straight up.
3.5 hours, boys. This is amazing.
Madness.
I love it.
Madness.
Andy, just before we go, I need you to type in the chat before we go, because it won't be the same. What are we? Andy, just get it.
Massive! We're massive. Claret and Blue is massive. Claret and Hue sometimes can be disastrous, but Claret and Blue is massive. Done though.
What's the matter with Stacey telling them, asking what's going on? Tell her to shut up and do. Oh no, she's finished work. Can't talk to her like
Please,
that.
what on earth is going on with your lighting, bro? I got a lightning show. It's frightening flow. MC's just trying to rock it, but they ain't striking. So, Steve Crawford, I rock with who is the Crawford that used to be like
There we
on
go.
Yo, who's
The
the
man
Crawford that
himself.
used to be on there? Some others do have him. The cat did a whoopsie in my beret. Hey. Yo,
That could be an
how you
idea.
in?
Do you think we'd
That
ever
could
do a
be an
3-hour
idea.
session in general?
To be
Well,
honest with you, mate, 3 months ago, no. You'd be lucky if I thought I could do about 25 minutes. But
hold on a minute.
I
Hold
can
on.
do
Hold
through
on.
the
Hold
night.
on. Hold on. So
Big up, James.
Fever's saying he can last all night. That's
He
that's
could,
not
dog.
what
get
your
all
missus-
the
that's
American
not what your
stuff.
missus.
He
That's not what your
gangster,
missus
dog.
told
He
me the other
gangster.
day.
Mr. Fever,
It's
what sort of thing do you want to tell us? Does that involve tablets, James, or is that just something?
It'll start out in Primark and then it'll end up like at his gates. Straight up.
Oh look. Miles
Won't be able to get you in a chokehold there. Your head's too slippy now, dude.
Exactly, right? She
Tactics.
still managed to flick me on the dick with a fucking wet towel the other day, though, didn't she? Cowbag?
Problem.
I'm not
I
talking to
couldn't
her
possibly
anymore,
comment,
anyway.
James.
Yo, that's a
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
That's a dope shoot. That's a dope shirt, dude. Excuse me. I like that. I like that Red Sox one better than the black one. That's dope.
This is the London City. Is it on that? Yeah, it's on that on Beach. It's the London series.
Yeah, when they played at London Stadium or Wembley.
Yep. No, at London Stadium.
Stadium, yeah.
Are we actually going to end this stream at some point?
No,
Well,
never,
you know
ever,
what?
ever,
I think
ever. So, yo,
I think
Juke,
we
who's
should.
your favorite player from Boston Red Sox? Like ever?
Oh,
Like,
Mate, I can't sing for starters, and I'm definitely not doing it at 5 minutes past midnight.
no,
Very-
Juke, who's your favorite player for Boston Red Sox, dog? Like ever,
Jason-
ever, not like this year,
Jason-
last year, whatever, ever.
Jason Varitek.
Boom.
Just because
Good
he
call.
stuck his glove up the nose of A-Rod.
Good call. Good, yeah. That he's that A-Rod. He's that dog.
Right, listen, boys,
man.
we're going to call it.
been memorable.
James, we will do this. We'll do a 24-hour
marathon for
Fuck it,
Isla.
12. We'll do 24. We'll do it. We'll break it down into 4 6-hour sets. Me and
Yo,
Gatesy,
let's
you and the
run that.
coming out. We'll get it going. We'll make sure.
Let's run that.
Kieran, I won't lie to you, mate. I haven't.
Big up, Andy. Big up, Kieran. Big up,
You
Kieran.
can. Don't worry about it. We'll make sure we get it going because I'm bang on. James, go on then.
Just want to ask, what do you want to ask, dog? How much are like West Ham like masks and
I wanna go to
promo?
bed.
What's up?
I want to go to bed. I got work
No,
in
you
the
don't.
morning.
No, you don't. No, you want to stay up and talk West Ham and
What?
just talk like real shit, man.
Yeah,
Straight
but
up.
Peach, my missus went up and she said she was going to wear a sort of like all her best pajamas, if you know what I mean. And,
Get up to the
Is
bedroom
that
now.
what
exactly.
Get
Is that
up to
what
the
you're still
bedroom
down there?
now. Get up to the blood bedroom now, dog.
Let me tell you, Duke, they are pretty. Yeah, you know, they hit the spot, shall we say?
James, you don't. Anyway, get Fever in here. Fever's got to come in. Come on, get Fever in here.
He's
Hurry up.
saying
Yeah,
5
bring him in.
minutes.
Bring him in. Bring him
I've
in.
already
My
been
boy.
here nearly
My
4
G.
fucking
How do you
hours.
mean, man? I'll be like, bring Fever in. I'll be 5 minutes. Trust me, bring Fever in. I'll be 5 minutes. I'll be back. We ain't leaving.
Okay.
We're
Dude,
doing
pour
this.
us a
Yo,
pint
we're
there,
doing
will
some.
ya?
We're doing some. Kaza. Fuck it. We're doing some unpredictable shit tonight, dog. Straight up. I'll be back in 5 minutes. You wait for me. I'll be here. Word up. Trust me.
I'm just
What are you
going to
trying to
get in
do to
that.
me?
I'm just going to get in that.
Yeah.
Don't mind
I'll
me.
take over for now. So big love to everyone in the chat. Thank you all for this memorable night.
Go on, Cal. You got it, son. You
Keep
just
going.
knocked
Keep
yourself
going.
out. Go on.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, faux man. Yes. Fever's only going to be 5 minutes, boys. We can wait it out.
Oh, hang on. He's asking for the link to be put in the chat.
I won't lie to you. I think
Oh.
Fo's just nailed it. There's your missus. That's what your missus is wearing tonight, mate.
No, they're definitely not. Because let's put it this way, I wouldn't be able to function if she did.
Stacey,
That's all I'm saying.
will you behave yourself, girl? Stacey,
As
stop
has
it.
been
It's
said
lovely.
a few times, there's tablets to help you with that, Gatesy.
I
Yeah.
couldn't possibly comment.
Right, is he turned
Oh,
up?
look, here he is.
Hello,
You're
mate.
all made
He's
now.
got a James.
He's
got it
finally
right.
arrived. Look,
I'm coming in.
he's finally arrived.
We're in
No,
the fever
no.
hours now,
No,
you see.
it's all
We're
right.
in the fever hours.
No, yeah, this is my hour, mate. This is when I'm secretly a vampire. Right, what I'm saying is about doing. I'm saying is doing like a 12-hour marathon for Isla.
Oh, Jesus. Fever,
Free on.
please.
24, Fever. 24. If we're going to do it, we'll break it down
Yeah.
into 4 lots of 6. We'll break it we'll break it down into 4 lots of 6. So we'll do 6 hours one, 6 hours the other. Come back to the first for 6 hours, and then the second one for 6 hours. That's all we'll do.
Oh.
Blimey, mate, I don't think my phone would last 6 hours, mate. Trust me, it only lasts about an hour and 20 minutes.
What the fuck are you?
I'd have to plug that in, mate. Trust me. Yeah, and when it explodes, you know what I mean. It's all for good cause. It's all for good cause. Trust me. Yeah, do that. That's what I was trying to say. And I was saying I'm only going to be 5 minutes because I've got put new bedding on and might go to bed. I can't, Rob.
There you go.
I can't believe. Right, well, I can't believe your missus has gone upstairs in like fancy lingerie pajamas, and you're sitting down here, headphones on, with a couple of alcoholics.
I know. Yeah, listen, I need my,
Do you know what I mean?
I need my head testing, don't I? I need my head
Mate,
testing.
mate, talk to me, mate.
Phone's nailed it. Phone's nailed it there. Oh, look, Gatesy, get your priorities right, mate.
I know.
Mate, if I'd done that, Mate, if I'd done that to my missus, mate, she would punch me square on the nose, mate. No dangers.
My missus don't care. She's just told me to shut the fuck up, stop shouting, and shut the door. I can keep going. She don't give a monkey. She's going to bed.
How funny would it be, right? Before I go, right? Because I'm going to let Rob go because he needs to be up in the morning, yeah. But how funny would it be if Duke's missus walks in and throws a bucket of water over him and says, "Shut the fuck up."
Oh, mate, I ain't far off. Trust me, I ain't far off. She went downstairs to up the bar in the kitchen to cook food at about half past 6, half past 7. And then I started my live stream, and now it's 12. It's 10 past midnight. Like, seriously.
Is this aimed at you or me, Duke? I'm not too sure.
No, that's you. That's you.
Oh,
that's aimed at you, mate.
I think
that's
she's
aimed at you.
So
Mine's probably already asleep anyway. She only went to bed about 35 seconds ago. My missus is already asleep.
Yeah.
They're good at that. They're good at that. They literally get in bed and go, bosh, they're out. That's it. It's done. They're sleeping. They're snoring like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Can we go now?
Before you go, I just want to say
now you have to wait for Peach.
It was good to see you. It was good to see you on Saturday. I forget what fucking day it is.
Yeah, it was.
It was good to come down and see you, mate. Honestly,
I walked in, mate. I was like, I know that face, but where the fuck do I know it from? And then it just all clicked. It was like, oh fuck me, yeah, all right, fair enough, I know you,
mate. The assistant manager said that we've got no bookings. I said, don't worry, I know the owner. It's fine. It's all out. Do you know what I mean? Then Duke sort of realised who I was then, and I was like, Duke, come on, Duke, sort it out, mate.
Yeah. Right this way, sir.
You know, everyone that came down, it was brilliant. It was a really good day, and you know, seeing all you guys was fantastic. I've got to say, it was good. Like I say, I worked through all of it. I didn't really get to stop and talk to everyone throughout the day. I mean, James, I stopped and talked to you for a couple of minutes inside, and it was nice because obviously basically there's no need for you. It was good, and getting to meet everyone, and hopefully going forward we can continue to move around places to still meet up and have a few drinks together. So
what it is, I'll say this to you, right? And I'm going to be like real. What I say, it's YouTube's hard work, man. It's hard work, and it's hard work because it affects your own life and all. And you just got to sort of the home life comes first, basically. That's what I'm going to say. And obviously YouTube should come second. But it's hard when you're involved in it and you're doing it all week. Like I spoke to Duke in private, and I said to Duke, I say it on here openly, that it was affecting my relationship, mate. And at the end of the day, I can't be having YouTube affecting my life. Do you know what I mean? Like I can walk away from YouTube, but I can't walk away from my bird. Do you know what I mean? And I'm quite happy. But so it's one of them ones. Like I know if she watches this back, I love you. We're getting her good books. But it's what I'm saying is like embrace
She's
it.
She's not going to be watching this one, Fever. We're 3 hours and 42 minutes in.
Result. Daily. Let's go.
Send her the link of the minute you say it, mate. Just send her that clip. You'll be all right. See how, babe? Look, I mentioned you. It's all good.
But Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, mate. It's just
I know,
you just got to
Fo.
enjoy it and just got to embrace it. And yeah, family always does come first. And yeah, Rob, you can go to bed now, mate. I'll let you go.
Thank you.
Guys, for
Yeah, I
those
mean-
of you who have hung around for bordering on 4 hours, thank you. For everyone who's joined us this evening, thank you. Please, Gatesy, do your fancy fucking video work with your like, comment, subscribe bullshit that comes up.
Fever's
Listen,
going to be bald next. Look at him. He's shaving his head.
He's
Well,
on his way, isn't he?
this
Look at
one?
it. That's why he wears a baseball cap all the
Or
time.
this one?
I reckon.
Or
And listen, all of them, mate. Knock yourself out. You
this
enjoy
one.
it, didn't you?
yeah, there's
Yeah,
that
that
one.
works.
I
Have you-
actually quite like this one.
Just do all the three
this
things
is my
he says. That's
favourite.
all I'm saying.
Yeah. So like the video,
Bosh, bosh, bosh.
subscribe to the video, hit the bell icon so you'll get notified. Thank you very much
Yeah,
indeed,
but
ladies and gentlemen.
But you sound like David Williams when he takes a piss out of what's his name, Dennis Waterman. Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. That's what you sound like. I won't lie to you. Peachy's gonna be well pissed off when he comes back and we're not here anymore.
We know what he'll say. Big up to the chat. Something with blood clots. Love yous all.
Yeah. Word up. Big up
Big
my
up
G.
my G.
Word up.
Yeah.
And big up to Peach. We all love him.
You know what,
Yeah,
boys?
Peach.
Thank you, James. I'll be in touch, and we'll organise this. We'll organise this marathon. We'll do something. And you know what? If we can top, we'll do some sort of fundraising where we all agree to donate X amount of money per
Thank you, Fo.
viewer or
Thank you.
whatever we get. So you're all amazing. Everyone that's viewed this and everyone that views it going forward, absolutely
help
amazing people. I mean, yeah, that one works as well, Gacy. In homage to Andy Miles, who's not here anymore.
To
We
be
are
fair,
fucking
Duke,
matches.
to be fair, if I sat down and saw something on a West Ham fan YouTube channel that lasted 3 hours 45 minutes plus,
I'd be curious.
I'd be like, what the fuck was going on there?
It started well. And then we got to about 3 hours in, and it all went fucking wrong. I won't lie to you. It descended. In fact, it got to about 2 hours in, and it all started going wrong. So
I forgot what
we
even
get to point.
them 6 things are by now. Jesus.
No idea.
I think we
No
started.
idea.
What?
We started with the scum six. We kind of did a little bit around attacking options and getting rid
One
of
stage we
Ben
wanted to
Ramos,
make it to 3 hours. Then we wanted to make it to 12 o'clock.
We're not doing that now.
Yeah, but you do know that you've got 15 minutes till 4 hours, and that's the world record.
James, shut up, James.
Don't do that.
Shut up. I'm not doing it. James. Behave yourself.
No,
Just
love
no.
you all. Thank you for joining.
you got 14 minutes now.
Gacy, throw something at him. Throw something at him now.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I'm gone.
don't
I'm
do
gone.
it.
Later on.
Listen,
Stay safe, James.
Listen. Yeah. Take care, Will, and all the best. Yeah?
No,
Thanks for
listen,
coming,
get
mate.
off the fucking channel before they come back. Quick, love you all. Good night. Quick, fucking where's the video, Casey? Quick, before Stacey starts answering phone. Quick,
What?
there we go.
The video.